next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
We're back. It's Crunch Time here on Woodward Sports on a Tuesday, August 11th. The crew is here. Riley held it down for us yesterday. We appreciate him for that. We got our guy KG back in the mix. Jeff Iafrate, Booner, Caleb Zarnick, we're all here. Lots to talk about. Detroit Lions training camp. Obviously, yesterday, it was one of those days we have to cover an injury. Not a day we love doing. But we did discuss it. We'll get into it more. Things that are coming up from training camp. We got topics on that. And then, of course, Dan Campbell spoke to the media. So different things coming out of that press conference, including some news on Kerby Joseph. So it's going to be one of those shows today. And then also, it is Judgment Day for Caleb Zarnick. Detroit Tigers. It is. Yesterday, Booner gave him the ultimatum.
Oh, my
KG. 24 hours.
I said, no, listen.
No, it was
This is not KG. By the way, this is not on me. I want people to know this was not on me. One, he took it, but two, before the show started yesterday, he came up to me and said, "Hey, I might bet the Tigers to make the playoffs." And I go, listen. If you do that, and I put my hand out, I said, we'll break bread and we'll come side by side.
I know you do.
I said, I will forget everything you said in the last 3 months, and you will be on my team. But I said he has 24 hours to make the decision today.
We gave him the day.
Yeah. We gave him 24 hours. What time do we have it for today? We 12:24. Is Judgment Day for Caleb Zarnick.
Yeah, I like that, actually.
I appreciate thank you for the 24 hours. I lost a lot of sleep, tossing and turning in my bed thinking about it. But, I've come to a decision. We'll get to it at 12:24.
And KG, and we'll talk about it at 12:24. I did also, so Caleb cannot use you cashed out of your play. I am also back in. Yeah. I bet plus 210 playoffs, and KG on top of that,
you did.
plus 400 to win the AL Central.
He's out. He doubled down.
I'll stay away for one day, and this happens?
Yeah.
What?
No,
hey,
that's
man.
what
All right, so what does this mean for our bet then? Like Caleb would be allowed to watch the game, and I
he
don't
still has to do it. No, he's still in on that bet, but he might be on.
That's not fair.
The other side.
Back in.
He has to be. We can't rescind a bet.
No, just take him out of it. Put it on me.
But he has to do something then.
It's like the old press. Like the bet's over. Yeah. He accepted loss.
But there has to be.
Who knows if I get back in?
12:24, Judgment Day.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I guess
but I have a good feeling. God damn it, man! The Tiger roller coaster got another one.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. We appreciate all you guys in the chat here. Hit the like button on the stream, and it does help support us. I know people are already talking about Seth McLaughlin. DiCaprio edit says, Seth McLaughlin, we so effed. Hey, well, we did talk about that yesterday a little bit too, and I know that it was one of those shows. It was, and to all the people in the chat that tuned in, got in the discussion, we do appreciate you. Whenever things like that happen, I knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, going into the show, I knew what kind of conversation we were going to have. It was going to be a show heavily based on Dan Campbell's practice habits. I already knew that was coming. So we discussed it. Obviously me and you were on the same page with it. Injuries do occur. I mean, I even took the time yesterday and this morning to kind of go through injuries around the NFL. Breaking news, there's a lot of injuries that are happening. The Bears are suffering injuries. Laramie Tunsil, torn tricep during a one-on-one rep, by the way, starting offensive tackle. We know Laramie Tunsil for the Commanders. Ricky Pearsall out for the year, PCL injury. Jalen Walker, ACL out for the year for the Falcons. Nick Scorton, edge for the Panthers, who you're playing, by the way. They would love him. He's out for the year with an ACL tear during team drills. Like, guys, so that to me kind of shuts the box on like the whole Dan Campbell practice habits thing. Yeah, like you said it best yesterday. Is there maybe times where as a head coach you need to be very aware of, wear and tear and being smart with injuries? Yeah, of course. But like to look at training camp and be like, he's going too hard.
All right.
That's, to me, not the conversation. The conversation is, though, confidence level in this team without Cade Mays through the first couple of games. I think it's like 5 games. That's the conversation. I think we got too deep into the practice habit woods. But the Cade Mays conversation is a real one because we talked about that. Like, is it concerning? Of course it is. Okay, it is. Cade Mays was your big free agency signing, even though there are people that did not like the signing but now are saying that they're screwed without him. It's funny how that works. But he is a massive addition. We saw what this team looked like with Graham Glasgow at center, and he was not playing well. It was not pretty. But we also saw what this team looked like without Graham when they had Tristan Colon and Kingsley playing center, and it was awful. And they have a better option with Juice Scruggs, so I do feel a little better, and the strength of schedule makes me feel a little better as well.
Yep.
And you just got to get out of there with an above 500 record, and I think they'll be okay. I'm not one of these. We're not one of these shows that have said 13, 14 wins. We've been consistent, 11, 12 wins for this team.
I will say I actually looked at the graphic on the for Woodward we did about a month ago.
Did you say 13?
I had 13.
Okay. So except for Booner, we did not say 13.
I literally saw that this morning, and I went, I'm at 13-4. Okay, I got to be consistent.
So if they can just stay afloat, which I believe they will be able to do, facing the Cardinals, the Jets, like if you can't beat those teams without Cade Mays, I know last year we saw the Vikings game with Brosmer, and we saw the Steelers game, but if you can't take care of the Cardinals, the worst team on paper in the NFL, or the Jets, another team that is bottom of the list in terms of just power rankings going into the year, then we have bigger fish to fry than just not having Cade Mays.
Yeah.
Your team just stinks, period. It's not a Cade Mays thing if you can't take care of those teams. The Bills, different story, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, by the way, too, like I don't want to be like, hey, we knew yesterday going into the show when that news got announced right before our show, that initial reaction without actually like Lions fans having a chance to sleep on it, think about it, maybe listen to how kind of some people are looking at what's going on. You knew instantly it was going to go to that Dan Campbell, practice is too hard, this, that. Guys, like I was looking for the message. Someone, shout out if you're in the chat. I don't know who it was, but we got sent a message. Actually, it was of Chiefs training camp, of like a massive hit getting laid on in Chiefs training camp. I watched Hard Knocks last night. I don't know if you guys, anyone in here has watched the Seahawks first episode last week of Hard Knocks. I watched it last night. Guess what they do? They go 100% when pads are on. Right? Like they are going. Guys are getting hurt. Guys are getting thrown around. The only people who don't get hit and get hurt is the quarterback because you want to take care of him. So like this is not again, I tried to break it down as much as possible and do the whole like, hey, we could separate the two things. Dan Campbell putting too much pressure throughout a whole year on these guys and maybe going hard too much throughout the calendar year, and then being able to, and Dan last offseason being like, okay, we're going to take some of that away. We're going to get rid of the rookie minicamp, all of that. And you got to separate the fact of, hey, when we are practicing with pads, we are going to go hard, just like the Seahawks do, just like the Chiefs do, which, by the way, those two have combined, for 3-4 Super Bowls in the last 6 years, and they both go hard, and they get guys that get hurt. So it happens. It is what it is. So you don't want to sit here and do that. I am too, by the way, like if we're going into the next kind of part of this, like how are they going to look, all this. On Twitter yesterday, like it's just right now it's complete opposites. Like it's crazy to me that Lions fans do this, and we should know, but it's like this offensive line's going to be terrible. They're not going to be able to do anything with Juice Scruggs, Seth McLaughlin, or it's like the people who are going at Cade and like whatever, we don't need them. Like I don't understand why it can't be both are true. One, Cade Mays is a really good football player, and you need him. And if you want to go win a Super Bowl, Cade Mays has to be healthy, and this O-line has to be up there. That's true. But guess what else is true? That you can get through the first 6 weeks, 7 weeks without Cade Mays. Is it going to be perfect? No. Are you going to have a top 10 offensive line? Maybe not. But guess what? Juice Scruggs is going to be able to step in and play good for you. He's going to be better than what Graham was for you last year.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why both things can't be true and why people have to be like, I'm going to pick this side and that side. It's shocking to me because I do think just right here in the middle, that's where we're at. And are they going to be great that first 6 weeks, that offensive line running the ball? I don't know, guys. Like, no, they're not going to be a top 5 O-line like we thought they could get back to.
Well, yeah,
they won't.
Is it frustrating that he's hurt? Of course. Every Lions fan should be upset. And it's unfortunate that Cade Mays is going to miss out on countless reps with the rest of the O-line. I understand that too. That's valuable. So all that is true. But if we're just looking at the first couple of games, and again, we're looking at who's probably going to play center for you, which is Juice Scruggs. We talked about it a lot yesterday. Like, with Penei Sewell at left tackle, left guard is a question, but at center, if it's Juice Scruggs, and right guard Tate Ratledge, who we assume and expect to improve, and right tackle Blake Miller, who a first-round pick, going in, he's very experienced. You expect him to at least play somewhat to the same level of a healthy, maybe Taylor Decker, or better than hurt Taylor Decker last year. I would think with a better play caller, in my opinion, and if you don't think he's a better play caller, maybe there's your concern, and I understand that. But for me, I feel really good about Drew Petzing. I'm okay right now. I don't think it's like, hey, hit the panic button, they're screwed for the first 5 weeks without Cade Mays. Now, if it's longer, of course you should be worried. But I think the important thing is how this team looks going into the playoffs at the end of the year. Now, you have to make it, but I'm not worried through the first couple of weeks without Cade Mays.
And, there's context to all of this, by the way. I said it yesterday. The fact that you don't even have a divisional opponent while Cade's probably out, that needs to be said more. Like, you don't have to play the Packers, Bears, Vikings. You don't face any of them until after your bye week. So if you get him back by week 7, I look at the same thing with like a Brian Branch or if Kerby ends up coming back. Like, I look at that to where it's like, hey, if you can somehow get those guys back for those games, dude, that is massive for you. And by the way, too, like, Drew Petzing last year, again, if you guys are like sitting here being like, what's the number? I think we can all agree on this as Lions fans and people who cover the team. What's the number one thing this offense has to get back to? Identity-wise. Running the football. Drew Petzing in Arizona. Can we all agree that this offensive line, even without Cade Mays, is better probably than the Cardinals' offensive line?
I
would say so.
And Jahmyr Gibbs is better than Tyler Algier and James Conner?
Absolutely.
So if they had a top 10 run game last year in Arizona, you guys don't think that Drew Petzing with Jahmyr Gibbs and Isaiah Pacheco and Penei Sewell and Tate Ratledge and Blake Miller and Christian Mahogany and then Phil and Juice Scruggs can have a top 10 run game to start the year versus the teams they play?
I can see it.
They can. Like, they're going to. And it's like, that's his game, and that's what you need to get back to. And then it's like, all right, you're going to even improve more when week 7, week 8 comes around, and you upgrade your center. Like, who was the center in Arizona last year? Is it this guy right here? Hajalt Froholt?
Yeah. He's actually not bad either.
Is he better than Cade Mays?
I don't know about that.
I
but
doubt that,
Lions fans were asking to trade for him. When,
no way. How do you say his
before
name?
you got Cade Mays.
Can we get a name check on this?
I think it's like Holt or whatever it is. But I will say, like,
he looks like a monster.
The question, I think, the most important question,
a name like that?
and this is what I'll end it with. The most important question is, can Juice Scruggs basically be what Evan Brown was for you?
Yeah.
When Frank missed games. Remember Evan Brown would play center and he was like fine and they won games.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't like, he ain't a world beater. Where's Evan Brown now? I don't know. I mean, who knows? But can Juice Scruggs just be that, or is he going to be Kingsley or Tristan Colon? These guys that are just awful. That's the question. And I tend to believe that Juice can at least be like, we went through the numbers yesterday, just fine. Will he have moments? Of course. But I think he'll be fine. And you should still be able to win some of those matchups early on.
By the way, too, just a correction, I meant 2024 with the Cardinals. When they were top 10.
Yeah, last year.
Last year they were not. 2024.
Okay.
They were very good in the run in 2 years ago. Sorry. Shout out to someone in the chat
They
who
were
said
good in
Boone
the
not
past
last
last
year.
year.
Might have been good in the past last year. But that was because Jacoby Brissett just threw that thing.
He had like 3 games where he was going crazy.
But 2024 is what I meant to say. 2024.
How are you guys feeling day removed?
KG, we haven't even spoke with you about this. I'm interested where
and
you're
it's
at.
funny because it literally broke at 10 o'clock as we were wrapping up Big D Energy yesterday. So we talked about it for a quick 5 minutes. But, having a night to sleep on it, I am concerned. I mean, it's hard just to not be concerned. The amount of injuries this team has suffered over the last few years, and these ain't just like 2 to 4 week injuries. We talking like long-term stuff with this Lions team. So I get the frustration. I get the panic button. I get why I've seen more pictures of Frank Ragnow in 24 hours than I've ever have. I get it, y'all. Like, trust me, I do. But the Lions prepared for this, and that's where I got to give them a little credit. You ain't got to like the name Juice Scruggs, but this is why they traded David Montgomery and asked for this guy back. They were prepared for this moment. We weren't expecting this moment to happen, but the fact that they do have somebody who I think is a little bit better than the options you had last year at backup center, I think you're in a decent spot. And if we're going to sit up here and rep the schedule like we do, the schedule's so easy, the first 7 games should be a cakewalk for the Lions, then you should still have that same mindset, because with the offensive pieces that we still have, barring any other injuries to this offensive line, they should still be able to go out there and do the things that they want to do with the football, which is running, setting up the play action, and getting back to time of possession football. If Drew Scruggs can't handle that, then, maybe, we can judge Brad at that point. But as of right now, I'm like Jeff. I'm cool right now.
Yeah.
I'm cool. But I do want to see it.
Yeah, I think I agree that 2 things can be true where, it really stinks to lose Cade Mays, but the depth of this Detroit Lions team, or at least the depth that we think we have, bringing in Juice Scruggs and guys like that, it's better in years past. So I'm more I'm not more worried about what the play is going to look like without Cade Mays. I'm more worried about how long it's going to take him to get back and get acclimated with the rest of the offensive line, because these guys have never played with each other. So that's what I'm more worried about. I think we kind of gave our scale yesterday on our panic level, I guess you could say. I'm more of an 8, because I think we need Cade Mays to come back immediately and plug and play and be that guy. But I don't know. I mean, center's not an easy position to play. You have to, gain chemistry with your guards and your quarterback. So I'm just worried about how long it's going to take him to get fully back chemistry-wise with this offensive line when he comes back.
And because it's a wrist injury and you're at a position in which you have to block 300-pound men, I do kind of wonder, is it something he's going to deal with the rest of the season?
By the way, yeah, that's the thing. But you know what actually we haven't heard? I'm shocked. Honestly, it should have got asked this morning in the media with Dan Campbell. What wrist is it? Is it his?
They were asking that yesterday in the chat.
Is it the wrist that he snaps the ball with? Does it affect that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A center, typically guard, tackle, whatever, either wrist. You're the center. Is it his dominant hand that he snaps the ball with? I don't know if that will affect it, but I'm sure it does a little bit, especially when you're talking about getting back at it's 8 to 10 weeks, right?
Yeah.
You probably want to be more cautious if it is, his snapping hand or wrist. That's a big deal. And he has to get comfortable. You want him to get comfortable, so it could maybe be longer because of that. So I no one really asked that. They probably should have asked Dan that this morning to confirm, which wrist is it? Is that a concern for you guys? So I don't know. But also, too, real quick, one thing that gives me confidence about this, and I know people are going to be like, I don't want to discredit what Cade Mays is, because I think with him there, you go to a top 10 O-line. I'm very confident, though, because you have Jared Goff there. I know people don't want to talk about that, and people want to doo-doo on Jared Goff all the time and go at him. In our chat last night, people were going at him. Jared Goff's a vet, and look what he did last year with Graham Glasgow, probably one of the worst centers in the league at that time.
Yep.
He was still able, in the pass game, to be able to get the ball off, be able to make plays. He had one of his best seasons statistically of his career last year. I think just the number one question, it doesn't even come with Jared Goff, it just comes to the run game. How does whoever fills in, Juice, Seth, whoever it is, what does he look like in the run game? Because I'm very confident that you do have a guy, a veteran quarterback like Jared Goff, behind that center, helping whoever it is out, and hopefully making that transition easy. Because we've seen Jared do that with backups. Who'd you bring up? Evan Neal, was it?
Oh, Evan Brown.
Evan Brown.
Yeah.
Who was it last year that we talked about?
Tristan Cologne.
Tristan Cologne played. There was
Kingsley.
another. Kingsley was the one as well. Graham Glasgow.
Bad. That was
so
real bad.
The last 2 years, though, you've had 4 or 5 different centers rotating in and out constantly, and Jared's constantly been able to adapt. And he spoke to the media yesterday, and you could tell he's confident. He's one of the best in the league. Obviously, he's not athletic, so what does Jared have to do? He has to be able to see defenses and work well with his O-line and communicate. And he's a smart player, so I'm confident you have that guy back there kind of running this thing while there's a Cade Mays injury.
Yeah, it's not like Cade Mays is going to, he's going to hide away in a spaceship. I mean, he's going to be around the facility, and he's going to continue to, be in those meetings. And, intellectually, he'll be able to continuously grow. It's it's physically. He won't be out there snapping the ball, taking reps, which is unfortunate. But he'll still be around Goff, around the offensive line. He'll still be in those meetings. He'll still be a part of the team. It's just unfortunate that, physically he won't be participating.
Yeah.
So he'll miss out on a lot of reps, which I do understand. But I don't really think, Cade Mays, he hasn't been playing center a while, but he has played in this league for, not a decade. But he's
4 years?
Yeah, he's not he's not a rookie.
He's a young vet.
He's a young vet. I guess that's a better way to phrase it. And Goff is getting to the point where he is a vet. I don't think it's going to take this 6-week process for him and Cade Mays to
And they've already had almost a full camp. There's only 2 weeks left of camp.
That's
all of a
point.
sudden. So it's not like they haven't worked together. I think a lot of people are forgetting that. I was listening to the radio yesterday, different shows yesterday, and a lot of people are being like, "Oh, it's going to take him time when he gets back." It's will it really though? He is a vet at the end of the day, whether he's only played center a few years, like Jeff said. But what week of this is camp right now for them? Week 4, week 3. They played together now. They've been together. Obviously not in an actual game, but you were talking about they had OTAs together. They had camp together. He's only missing 2 weeks of camp and then the season.
You know what the side of this real quick that this just popped in my head that I don't think people are talking about? The negative of it is Cade Mays is out and he's missing out a lot of reps. Guess who gets to get the first team reps until the season? The dude who's playing instead of Cade Mays.
Juice.
It would be way worse if we were a week away from the game and Cade Mays went down.
Yeah.
But now either whether it's Seth McLaughlin or Juice Scruggs, they are going to get first-team reps for the next couple weeks.
Also, by the way,
leading into week 1, so at least that's the positive glass half full side to look at a little bit.
I'm not going to sit here and say Juice Scruggs is going to be Cade Mays and what he was going to be. Not going to do that. But what I will say is, in the past, your backup centers have been practice squad guys and have been guys that have fought for their jobs in the NFL, and they had to fill in. And you're running with guys who probably, I don't even know if they have contracts in the NFL right now. Right. I have no clue where they are. Juice Scruggs is a guy that's been in this league, has started at center. When he started at center, I gave the stats yesterday per PFF, was one of the highest. He was a top 15 ranked
middle of the pack
center
guy
in the weeks that he played center for Houston 2 years ago. He was I think it was 15th as overall PFF grade, 13th or 15th when it came to pass blocking, and same with run blocking. So he has stepped in, not elite, but he's good. And in the past, you've never had just a solid backup at that position. You now have that. And that's a guy that has experience, who understands how to call out different blitz packages, different defensive schemes. He knows how to communicate with the starting quarterback in Jared Goff. So I am confident that they're going to be able to get through this.
What were you going to say, Caleb, before I interjected there?
No, I was just going to say that, kind of to Booner's point a little bit, when he was hearing people say that they're worried about how long it's going to take them to get back, that was kind of my point. I'm a little bit worried about that too. Jeff, to your point, he's going to be around the facility, he's going to be around Goff, he's going to be around these guys, but you got to think they've had 5 fully padded practices together. And I know he's a veteran, a young veteran, but it's going to take him. He's not just going to be able to get there plug and play. He needs to get acclimated more into the offense, play with these guards, learn Jared Goff. So that's, like I said, I'm not worried about. Obviously, Juice Scruggs is not as good as Caden Mays, but I'm not worried about the play of the offensive line when Caden Mays is gone. I'm more worried about how long it's going to take Caden Mays to get back fully to 100% and in tune with the offense.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I do think, though, just the mental side and playing with the offense, I think that's fine. Because take the pads away, they've had pads on for over a week now. He has gotten a million reps with Jared through OTAs and training camp.
All camp, yeah.
So it's been weeks in camp. Maybe the pads is the one thing, but to me, when you're a vet in the league, it's mental reps. It's like being I don't know. I think it's, especially a guy like that, it's how do you fit with your quarterback? I think he's already gotten that feel down with Jared. I would think.
Yeah. People are just they're fired up about Seth McLaughlin. I mean I can't see, and I'm not saying you guys are wrong for that because he does have a resume. I mean, he did win the Remington Trophy. He's played at 2 pretty respectable schools, Alabama, the Ohio State. He's played at 2 respectable schools, won a national championship. I understand that. Michigan fans will know Seth McLaughlin from the Rose Bowl, but he does have a pretty impressive career in terms of what he's done starting at center. I mean, he was really good at Bama. He was fine at Ohio State. I know he got hurt towards Achilles, and I think he's a year removed from that now. Yeah. So I think people are just more interested to see. Here's the reality, though. I don't think he's played a single snap in the NFL.
Yeah, and it's Juice's job to lose.
So
the only issue is just Juice is hurt. Yeah, and that's literally once he comes back, I think Juice takes it over.
Juice has the experience.
I think Seth McLaughlin. It's let's take a look. Let's just see.
Yeah.
So they could strike. You could strike gold on Seth McLaughlin. I don't know. Possibly. You just don't know. He has not played at all, and he's in. He was an undrafted free agent towards Achilles.
And this season is too important. If the Lions move for Josh Dobbs didn't tell you anything, it means that they're not just going to sail in the season if somebody gets hurt. They are still trying to win. So you don't want to put all that on a younger guy. They didn't want to do it with Luke Altmaier, and I doubt they want to do it with
It's a
Seth.
lot.
I will say, though, by the way,
a lot.
I will say maybe you did strike gold. I think give the guy a run. Obviously, I think Juice is going to be the start. I think you let him. That's his job to lose. But I think give Seth a chance. We talk about all the time, bringing competition in rooms.
Yeah.
When you have a backup center and that needs to step up and start for 6 to 7 weeks, let them compete for it. Why not? We know Seth McLaughlin, he would have got drafted, guys, if he didn't tear his Achilles. He gets drafted, and he's probably a 4th, 5th round pick. Yeah. Cade Mays, and again, I'm not comparing these guys, but I'm just this is how it is in the NFL. Cade Mays is a 6th round pick that didn't he play guard? And then transition to center. You could strike gold on guys. So give the guy a chance. We see UDFAs all the time go out there and become Pro Bowlers. We've seen that. It's not, and I'm not saying he's going to become a Pro Bowler, but I see the chat's point of like, hey, get the guy a run a little bit. He was really good in college.
I mean, he's logged 2,400 snaps at center.
Yeah.
Through his collegiate career. It's a lot of freaking snaps.
I don't know if this is true. He said Seth McLaughlin was projected to be a first-round pick before the Achilles. I don't know about that. I don't know how many centers are projected first-round picks healthy.
Yeah, I mean, unless okay.
Like Pat Coogan. Pat Coogan was like, multiple.
Hey, Chad, I'm with you guys. I'm sorry, Boone. We got.
I'm not saying it, by the way.
I'm with you guys. But we got to just hit the check time.
But again, I'm just saying, give the guy an opportunity to compete for the job.
Yeah.
Right? And I think they're doing it. And let's see, hey, maybe you did strike gold and he ends up, like, competing for the future.
I think they'll put the best guy on the field. We should have confidence in that at least. Like, they'll definitely put the best guy out for the job. But I think they will lean more juice just based on the experience and the fact that he started in this league before. That's all.
Well, these practices are going to be so big for McLaughlin while Juice Scruggs is out. Like,
Absolutely.
obviously, they're going to give Juice Scruggs a run. But, I mean, these next practices are really, really big for Seth McLaughlin. And it sounds like they love him. And listening to him talk about he had media availability yesterday, I believe, too. So, and he was running with the first team, and I don't know. I think they really like him. And these next practices are huge for him.
Let's take a break. I got to tell you about our friends over at Planet Fitness. And when we come back, we'll talk more. We got Kerby Joseph news you guys are not going to want to miss. Planet Fitness, over 60 locations throughout Metro Detroit, and they're always close to you. That's what makes them so great. And like Neil Rule says, don't pay more to lift the same weights. Planet Fitness is everywhere, and I go to the one in Royal Oak. I go to the one out by my place. It's so versatile. It's amazing. And if you have a kid, a friend, whatever the case may be, or it's you, if you're a teen, 14 and 19, you could work out at Planet Fitness for free all summer long through August 31st with the Planet Fitness High School Summer Pass. Register online at planetfitness.com.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. Two, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your number one online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
All right, we're excited to welcome Icon Auto Repair and Collision guys to the Woodward Sports family. I don't know if it's welcome anymore. They're a part of the family officially, fully. They've been here for a long time now. And if you guys have ever been in a car accident or your vehicle, if it needs repairs, make sure to trust the team over at Icon Auto Repair and Collision. I actually, on my car, I need new brakes here coming up. I can hear, you guys know when you can hear it a little bit, you're like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah.
I need to take my car there. I'm gonna reach out to them. They have 3 convenient Metro Detroit locations, Madison Heights, Shelby Township, and Pontiac, and they've got you fully covered. They offer free car loaners and even offer to pay your deductible, guys. That's massive. You don't see that every day. You can visit iconauto.com. It's the icon that you can count on.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports. We got more to get to. We talked a lot about Cade Mays. I know we spent a lot of time on it. We'll probably revisit it at some point. But we should. Do you have the Kerby Joseph video, Caleb?
Yeah.
So Dan spoke to the media today and gave some updates on some different players. Talked about training camp, and he did speak on Kerby Joseph. So we did promise you guys a Kerby Joseph update. So here it is.
But you'd said Kerby Joseph would be reevaluated at 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks is tomorrow. What does the next steps look like for Kerby?
Well, Kerby right now, first of all, he's
he's dealing with a personal issue right now. All right. But his rehab is coming along very well. Okay. So that is I still see him on the Branch plan, if that makes sense. And Branch is doing well too. So those guys, we're talking about on down the road. The season's already begun. But I like where Kerby's at.
The positive is that he's still on that Brian Branch plan, which I do want to have a conversation about that because we keep hearing that. But but first, I do want to address, don't know what the personal reason is for Kerby. None of our business.
Hope everything's all right.
Hope everything's all good for Kerby. Obviously, everyone wants him back on the field, so hopefully all that stuff works out for him. So people are praying for you, Kerby. I am excited, though. Try not to be, but I am, truthfully, that Dan keeps reiterating that Brian Branch plan thing with no setbacks. I know it's hard to believe, but there's got to be a chance. It's a slim one.
Stop it.
But
a chance at what?
Like we get to see some Kerby Joseph this year. Not saying without pain, right, but it doesn't sound like there's like the conversation we continuously have on this show is career-ending injury.
Yeah.
Potentially. We're not doctors, but our opinion, could it be career-ending? There has not been, and I'm going to trust Dan Campbell. You say it all the time. When Scott Harris lied to the media, I'm going to say it here. When Dan Campbell lied to the media, he keeps reiterating that dude's on the Brian Branch plan. His rehab and everything is looking good.
Yeah.
So not saying, again, he's fixed, his knee won't have pain. So because I know you're going to be like, well, it doesn't mean I understand he'll play with pain.
I get it. Like, no, dude, the thing is with this, it's like, I get, like, it's positive hearing that, right? Like, hey,
let's see some Kerby.
Rehab's going well, all that.
Yeah.
It still doesn't change the fact that he's been out for as long as he has. It's an injury you don't have surgery on, and we obviously, like, Kerby was in our chat saying, like, you guys don't know what's actually wrong. Like, I thought he was back for camp. Like, we all thought he was going to be back for camp. Kerby told us online that he was not going to even be on the PUP and be back for camp. I think everything going forward, him being on the Branch plan, in my opinion, that's a negative because he was supposed to be back for camp and be back for week 1. Then it's like, oh, he might not be back for week 1. It would be awesome if he has it. Now he's on the Branch plan where Branch tore his Achilles. Branch is out for weeks. Like
that's true.
He could come back week 6. Like that was what was the Packers game was when I said my prediction for Branch to come back.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing being like, oh yeah, he's on the Kerby plan. This is awesome. Everything's going well. No, guys, we all thought, like, if I asked you guys 2 months ago, when do we think Kerby's back? I think 95% of Lions fans before training camp and when we saw him tweet out say he's not going to be on the PUP, we all were like, we're going to have Kerby week 1. Now, how long was that going to last? Was it going to be limited snaps? None of us know. We all thought he was going to be a week 1 guy. Now, all of a sudden, it could be like week 6. It's a Brian Branch plan. Brian Branch tore his Achilles, guys. Like, this isn't like Brian's going to be back week 1 for you.
But that, to me, is a different – like, I'm with you.
I get what he's getting at. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I'm with you. It's disappointing how late – my point is all offseason, every time Dan has been asked about it, it's been I don't know, and it's been uncertainty.
Thank you.
But the last 2 weeks, we've had consistency.
Yeah, he's been consistent.
So I'm just curious. I'm like, what's changed with – that's where I'm like, like
connect the dots.
Connect the dots. I'm trying to like – now, again, not saying he's fixed, but I do like that Dan could easily been like, hey, we're just taking it day by day. We really don't have a date, but we're just going to – he's like, no, Brian Branch plan. Brian, the rehab looks good. Then this week, Brian Branch plan. Rehab was looking good. That's good to me. Maybe I'm getting too positive. Maybe I'm being too slappy.
At this point,
I just like that there's a little bit of consistency with Dan
Campbell. Does it concern you guys though that like now like he's not even practicing? Like he's not.
Well, that's been concerning for me.
Yeah, but the fact that now he's away from the team, and again, hopefully everything's okay and it's nothing like too serious. But he's away from the team now, so he's missing even more working with the team, being around the team now for this week.
We knew that was going to happen, though. I mean, I'm looking at it like Jeff. Essentially, we've heard so many I don't knows and we're not sures that the fact that you've gotten this over the last 2 weeks, I think that is a sign. And to me, if you get him back at any point this season, at this point, I think it's a blessing. I think it's a win because we just don't know the severity of what that injury is. Even when he comes back, how much will he play? How will that snap count look? So it's just one of those things. Until he's ready to get back on the field, I really don't want to hear much else. But the fact that we are talking like, okay, we are going to see Kerby Joseph at some point, I think that's the most relief we've had as Lions fans in over a year.
I get your guys.
Maybe I'm buying hopium.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say.
I like the
I think it's
consistency.
the optimism. That, like, you guys are optimistic about it.
Yeah.
Because you're hearing from Dan, I'm not. Like,
I thought he wouldn't play this
I'm
year.
not buying. Me too, but, like, I'm not buying into Dan. Because, like, we heard Dan, like, last year. Like, think about this last year when he got hurt and he started practicing again. We all did the same thing. We're like, oh, we're actually going to see Kerby again? Like, I thought he was out for the year. And we got to see him. And then we did this optimistic outlook of, like, at least we're getting some positive news. Here we go. And then guess what? Boom, within a week, shut down again. And it was like, okay, I'm just not doing that. I've been consistent. When I see him on the football field is when I'm like, okay, here we go.
Right.
Like, I do not want to, like, that was why the videos of him running the hill, I was like, dude, I could care less. Like, he's, like, trying to, like, take a victory lap online to people about running the hill.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, why are you posting that? Who cares? Like, post when you're playing in training camp or you're practicing and you're putting a hit or getting an interception on someone.
No, I get that.
That's what I want. Like,
But realistically,
it's cool to hear Dan say that, but it's like at the same time, it's like, okay, like I want to see it.
But it's the most answer we have had in literally
For sure.
a year.
And that's where I can get where fans are a little optimistic when they hear that. I understand that.
Realistically, we knew it was going to take time, and we also know the Lions as well. I'm sure they're not in a rush to put Kerby back out there, especially with the type of injury that it is. So he might be ready earlier than we expect, and the Lions might still hold him out. It's just one of them things in which, like I said, the fact that we have some type of inclination or timeline of when we can expect him back, that gives me a lot more relief because I thought the guy's career was in question.
Couple chats. Can I just read a couple chats real quick? Robo said, Booner, go watch the press conference again. He seemed pretty positive for the first time. Again, this is like, for me, it's like when you're dating someone or something, or like, you know, a girl breaks up with you, and then the next couple times you talk to a girl, the wall's up. You know what I mean? I'm being careful. That's all it is. I'm being careful. My wall is
I
up.
hear you. Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest about it.
And that's okay.
Like Dan could be excited as he wants. And you know me, I always listen to Dan Campbell. I always use that as a listen what Dan said. This is one of those moments where I'm going to be cautious. Like, I'm not going to get my hopes up for it. And then, hold on, there was another chat real quick. Will I Am said, Booner, week 1 of the NFL season doesn't start until September 13th. We could start the season with Kerby, Joseph, or Brian Branch.
Hell yeah!
There is no way. I can guarantee you will not have either one of those guys on the field.
I'll draw the line there. I'll draw the line there. But that's essentially my point. And chat, you know, if you're hearing it and you're like, I can't get on board with it, that's fine. All I'm saying is I smell hopium in the air. I'm drinking the hopium.
You're the one person I expect never to spell hopium.
I smell it.
You never do.
I mean,
I'm drinking, I'm indulging in the hopium that Kerby Joseph will be back.
You know what?
And not just that, but if he's playing through pain, he'll be able to manage it and be at least a decent part of this year. Okay, I am. I'm
safety tandem.
My friend he's been
the only reason
he on the Lions roller coaster.
This is insane.
The only reason I'm taking the hopium is because this is the first time we've had consistency from Dan Campbell since all off season.
Year,
the last 2 weeks, he said the same thing. Now, Jeff, you're overreacting. Fair. But I'm gonna continue to overact because at this point we are at a week-to-week point with Kerby where we have to just analyze every single press conference. And the fact that Dan has had a consistent answer about, hey, this is the plan he's on. The rehab is looking good. And then he reiterates that today makes me feel better about Kerby Joseph at least coming back at some point. Yeah. It is disappointing, again, that he's not participating. Do we know about his future with his career? No, we don't. I don't have the medicals. I'm not a doctor. But what I will say is just the consistency from Dan makes me feel better. And, again, it is hopium because you guys know how much I desire this defense to be good. So
have you been paid off?
No,
Kerby paid? I think how he got paid off. Kerby Joseph was in our chat last week and going off. I think Jeff is a little like, oh, I don't know if Kirby's watching. Are you watching, Kerb? Like, what's going on?
I do.
It's not.
No, it's not that because I've been
brainwashed.
I've been a Kerby guy. I mean, there's a handful of players that you kind of look at and you're like, that's a guy I do stick up for. And Kerby, even before the injury I have, so maybe that's part of it, but. I do. I have optimism.
Yeah, and outside of that, Booner, Dan didn't have to go up there and say that. He could have just kept telling us, I don't know, like he been telling us the whole damn year.
And everyone would have just kept pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's like I'm not saying he's pushing it back, and I know the last 2 weeks have been consistent, but we all thought he was going to be back for the season. Dan pushes it to he's on the Brian Branch plan. This is the first time, to your guys' point, he is consistent. It's a back-to-back press conference of him getting asked
and I'm counting those, by the way.
And you a press conference guy.
I am. But again, I'm putting my wall up, guys. I'm scared. Like, this is the one time. Like, how often do I get scared when talking to the Lions? I'm always the positive guy. Like, listen to Dan. Dude,
hey, Boone.
This is now all of a sudden he's on the other side. I've never seen this out of Jeff. Usually Jeff's the guy that's on
Kirby
this
might
side.
be the weak spot. And I know how important he is, obviously. So maybe it's me trying to speak it into existence, but it's true. I like what I've been hearing out of Dan, and maybe there's a slither of hope that he comes back. And yeah, maybe they have to limit him or nurse it a little bit, but he's out there. Interception by Kerby Joseph.
Oh,
awesome.
Oh, first drive of him being back. I can see it.
This is Jeff's brain. You guys are brainwashed.
I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. I can.
A couple super chats. We got to get to them. Tev Sauce gave $2. He said, Duran, can you play center for the Lions instead?
Oh, my God.
We haven't heard about Duran.
He won't sign the
Long.
contract, so I mean, shit.
Dante gave $5. He said, maybe if Kerby is on the Brian Branch plan, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel where we could possibly have Kerby for the rest of the season. I'm not. To me, there's the light there. I'm not walking towards it until the light's fully
and that's
lit
fair.
up.
That is okay.
I'm like inching my way to the light, and then when it finally opens all the way up, I'm sprinting to it.
Booner, who hurt you?
Kirby did.
Who hurt you?
That's fair.
Vitriol Carnage said, I'm worried about Kirby's head, more worried about Kirby's head than his knee. Way bro been acting. He's got
okay,
Antonio Brown CTE. I'm just reading the chat.
He don't have CTE.
No, he does not have CTE.
All crazy behavior is not CTE, y'all.
He did give $5 twice, same thing. So shout out.
DiCaprio edit says Jeff sounds like an Iron Man fan right now. There's a slither of hope.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's fair. That is fair. But I don't know. Maybe the chat feels like a lot of people are starting to feel that as well. So I like this time. It's August.
Yep.
This is what we do. These are the conversations we have in August.
It is happy month.
Yeah,
it is.
It's good vibes, man. That's what we do.
Vibes are high.
We have football, by the way, in 2 days. So.
We do.
Had football a couple days ago.
We did have
KG,
football a couple days ago. By the way, did you see the? KG, did you watch?
Because
I told you have to watch. You can't say you miss football and not watch football.
I was able to get out of it because shout out to D-Mac and Grind Time Wrestling. I am now the week-to-week commentator.
Oh, fair enough.
Nice.
You actually missed a really
go.
good game too. It was an incredible game. I actually saw something. I think Front Office Sports posted it. They had over 7 million concurrent viewers or something.
Yeah.
It was more than any NHL game all season, including Stanley Cup, and I think more than any NBA game as well.
Wow.
I believe.
This game?
I believe.
That needs
Hold
a
on.
fact check.
Let me go to Front Office.
We went through it this morning.
Great.
Yeah, we did.
But seriously, does that surprise you?
No.
I mean, a little
It doesn't.
bit.
I mean,
It
football's
should.
king.
I mean, football's king, but it's Hall of Fame.
The Hall of
game.
Fame game.
Yeah,
But it was actually good though. It
Well,
was a
Carson
great
Beck
game.
is must-see TV. So that honestly, I don't understand. So
Reminder.
I want
to remind the people, Jeff, this year at our draft party. I know we weren't with Woodward at that time, but when we did our draft party, if you guys don't know, last year my sleeper quarterback was Tyler Shuck.
He is.
I was on him
I'm a
since
believer.
day one when he was at Louisville. Tyler Shuck, and then Jeff said, "Who's your Tyler Shuck of this year?" Because last year, obviously, it was a great call. You remember who I said?
Carson.
I said
I'm all in on
Carson Beck is
Carson.
Carson Beck's
Come on,
my
bro.
Tyler Shuck this year.
Bro, they got that Breaking Bad meth out there, so it worked good for him, man. It's a good area to be in.
Man, the people are calling him Sid. That's what they're calling him. I didn't say
Hey,
that.
Sid can play football though,
Yeah, and he
That's
also
what they're
pulled
calling
one of the hottest women on planet Earth, one of the Cavender twins.
and then cheated on her.
yeah,
Allegedly.
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 That's people's goat, man.
Yeah, it says
Yeah,
it
it is.
back.
People's go. I don't see it, but
I mean, it's just.
yeah, he tore up a second-string defense. Yeah,
Jesse
we'll see.
says it was more than any NBA Christmas Day game.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Think about that.
But here's the thing. I got to take on that before we go to break. Like Christmas Day games, I used to indulge Christmas Day, NBA, awesome. Obviously now NFL is on Christmas, so everything's kind of getting intertwined on Christmas Day.
Convoluted a little bit.
As I get older, though, I don't know how you guys are with this. Like, as I get older, I just don't have time to watch sports on Christmas Day. You're bouncing between. You get a relationship. You're bouncing between. I'm moving all over on Christmas Day. We're
I've
usually
got
working. Obviously,
multiple
I
families to go to.
I just don't watch anything on Christmas
I'm getting
Day.
away from my family.
I watch
at a certain
football.
time.
With football. When I was a kid growing up, the NBA Christmas Day, I would sit there and
growing
watch
up, it was
all day.
everything.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not even that though. It's just it just doesn't hit as much as it used to.
No,
Like,
it
No, you used to have like Warriors Cavs on Christmas Day.
bro.
And the
like-
Christmas Day jerseys and
The
all
Christmas,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
not. It's not what it. It's not.
When the
what it
NFL started Christmas Day, it did take away from it because now I think about the NFL.
But it's only been a couple years since they did that.
yeah, but like last year, I didn't watch any NBA games because the Lions played on Christmas
Well, that's
Day.
the NFL. I'm telling you,
So it
football's
was a
king.
busy day.
Like that's why, I'm not sure they have more views on the Hall of Fame game than any NHL game, any NBA game.
That's not a surprise.
Not a surprise at all.
Yeah, they're taking. I mean, they've already taken over, but there's an NFL game on every holiday. Fucking Black Friday, there's a game. Like they're just taking.
They're taking over the holidays. Last year, honestly, and I hate to complain, we said this. It was the worst because we worked on Thanksgiving, Black Friday, basically.
We worked on Thanksgiving,
Christmas. Like it was every single holiday last year. We were somewhere doing a remote.
I love
don't
football,
matter.
but I
You're
don't
gonna
like
get more because the NFL is not gonna stop.
They're
Y'all
gonna
wanted
keep
more
doing
football. Y'all complained. Y'all wanted more football. Y'all got
that's
it.
true.
Do we have that?
I'll always watch it, though.
We got a video, by the way, golf on Seth McLaughlin.
I do not, but I could find one. I do not.
We could play that, too. That could be something good because we already are talking about the O-line. So we could play that. We can go back and play that a little bit. When we come back, we'll talk more training camp. We do got to take a break, though.
I've got a special video for Jeff Ifrady.
Oh, I can't wait for it.
He has no clue. I clipped it.
Tell us about Buddy's.
Yeah, serving it up since 1946. Buddy's Pizza is the original Detroit-style pizza. Right now, you can get $10 off your $50 order using the code WWS26. That's WWS26. So 20 locations across Michigan. There is always a Buddy's near you to cash in on this offer. Find a location near you or order online at buddyspizza.com.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
It is Joey with Woodward Sports, and in 2017, I trusted Dr. Yelda with my eyes, and it was the best decision I've ever made. No more glasses or contacts, just clear vision every single day.
Hi, I'm Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. If I had LASIK back in the day, I probably would have won 8 Stanley Cups. So if you're thinking about LASIK, do it now. Tell them, Doc.
Come see me. You have nothing to lose. It's a free consultation.
For a limited time, LASIK only $19.99 per eye. Call Yeldo Eye Center. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. But please don't wait like I did. Call them now.
For more Detroit Tigers coverage, make sure you subscribe to Woodward Tigers on YouTube. All Tigers, all the time. For the hardcore Detroit sports fans who can't get enough of the Motor City's teams. All season long, you'll get non-stop Tigers content from on-field interviews, post-game reactions, and roundtable insight from Woodward Sports.
All right, if you are looking for a career upgrade, check out Mortgage Pros. They are the #1 mortgage broker to work for in the state of Michigan, guys. That's a fact. Literally a fact. The #1 mortgage broker to work for. And we got to see their incredible company culture, guys, at their annual block party. The Braylon show was there a few months back. And you see on the screen there, guys, they have 4.9 stars and over 4,000 reviews on Google. Do you know how hard that is to have? 4.9 stars with that many reviews. It's incredible. So if you are looking for a new job, give Mortgage Pros in Troy a call today at 248-416-1361. It's Mortgage Pros. Let the pros handle it.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports. We appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Talked a lot of Cade Mays again, offensive line. Do want to get into training camp, though, because there are things coming out of training camp that we need to talk about.
There are. Yeah, I went through and I got some bullet points specifically from the last kind of 2 days and yesterday too. Shout out Proud of Detroit. They always every day put out a quick article. Boom, boom, boom. This is exactly what happened. The first one, though, it didn't even happen yesterday. It was Dan Campbell today spoke about a specific player. I wanted to play this video of Dan Campbell. He had nothing but great things to say about a specific player. And you know what? It just so happened that the guy sitting to my left, Jeff Ifrady, may or may not believe in this player. So I want you guys to hear what Dan Campbell, Caleb, if you can play it, has to say about the one and only linebacker Devin White.
Does Devin White change his defense just in the early days? It seems like having that veteran presence out there. He makes plays, looks consistent.
I like where he's at. he looks like a different guy than what we saw in Vegas last year on tape. I mean, he's moving well. He's thumping, pretty smart. He's got speed, still has that speed. And that's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I remember in Tampa Bay when I was in New Orleans. That was the guy. He was a headache. And so, Ham's doing a good job with him and Shep, and so it's pretty exciting right now. Let's see where he's at. He's going to play in this preseason game, and let's see where he can go. But we like what we've seen so far 2 weeks in.
Devin did have a pretty good year last year in Vegas, at least by the measure of tackles. So in what ways does he look even better to you guys than he did on tape last year?
He's thumping, and he's running, and he's finishing plays. It's outstanding.
And I know he's
right
here
into
we
it.
go.
Let it be known.
Listen, we can't do guys. Shaq timeout. Can you
Tell
pull
us
the
how
Shaq
you
timeout?
really feel.
Pull up the Shaq timeout. Because this is where I'm at with Devin White. Okay, yeah, Shaq timeout real quick. I made this clear already, and I feel like I'm battling. I feel like I'm trying to plead my case every single time we talk about Devin White. Like I think Devin White's a very fine linebacker.
All right, Terry Foster.
Very fine linebacker. He's not a bad player. My only thing I brought up when he was added was I'm curious to what's been going on with Devin White from Tampa to like the last 3 years. And he has not been able to 3, I guess if you want to include Houston, or I guess it was 1
24
year.
and 25.
Yeah.
So really from the Eagles when he signed the 1 year deal, and at the time I was like, Eagles got a pretty good linebacker. Like at the time he's coming off of Tampa Bay. I'm like, that's a pretty good steal. Got cut. Then he was on the Texans. Didn't last there. And then he was on the Raiders. Had a bunch of tackles.
Played all season.
But they went and
third in the league.
But they went and upgraded at linebacker in the offseason.
But
all I was wondering is like, what version are we expecting to get out of Devin White? I don't think he's a bad player. I think the show we had when he was signed, people were in the chat going like, one of the best linebacker duos in the league, and I was like, okay.
I can understand if that we want to wait and see for that, but let's be consistent here.
Yeah.
I want kids. All I ask from my friend that I do this show with is consistency. Mm-hmm. What did we do probably 20 minutes ago? We said, hey, let's listen to what Dan Campbell has to say about Kerby. And we took that and we went, you know what? You're like, I want to listen to what Dan Campbell said. Devin White was really good in Tampa. He was an all-pro linebacker.
Absolutely.
He obviously struggled for 2 years. But when he was an all-pro linebacker in Tampa, guess who was coaching against him yearly, 2 times a year? Dan Campbell. He knew exactly what Devin White looked like, what he's all about. And a lot of the guys, too, that are in this building that worked with Dan Campbell, whether it was the Saints or whatever, I'm sure they're familiar with what Devin White was at his peak. Dan Campbell just told you they understood that he struggled for the last 2 years. Yeah, he had 1 billion tackles, but maybe he was a little slower, struggled a little bit in coverage, whatever it is. For Dan Campbell to step to the podium today and give the praise saying that, hey, Devin White right now looks like the Devin White from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
We have to take that to account a little bit.
Absolutely.
Like, we have to look at what Dan said and be like, hold on a second. What Devin White are we getting? Like, is Devin White back to what he was in Tampa, really? Because if Dan, someone who saw it in Tampa in the same division, is being like, this is what I'm seeing in camp, Devin White might be back. And someone in the chat said it, and this is where I think the whole thing when that day came out about, hey, is Devin White a needle mover for this defense? And I think, what did you say? I think at the time he said, I don't know about a needle mover. If Devin White is doing what he's doing right now in camp and he gets back to that, guess what Devin White is? Devin White's a needle mover on this defense, and that's a fact.
I think so. And if you don't believe us, you can go check Lions PR right now and some of the clips that are being put out on Devin White. Because it's funny, I hate to be Neil. I was told he can't play in coverage, but yet every clip I see is him making a play in coverage. And I'm not saying that, he's a world beater at this point in his career. But he is somebody that is going to help, and I think he is a big upgrade from somebody like a Derek Barnes. Just in terms of the versatility all over the field that he's going to be able to provide for you. And I don't think it's crazy to say that him with a Jack Campbell, who is a all-pro, who is arguably the best linebacker in the league right now, that this tandem can be one of the best tandems in all of the league. And the Lions sorely need that when your secondary has been, what the secondary has been all training camp. So I'm excited. I think this was a great move. Yes, he's not the Devin White of old, but he is going to come in in and absolutely contribute to this Lions defense, whether it's going to be in the run game, whether it will be, breaking up pass plays. I think he can do it all. And I'm personally, I think this is a good move. I do.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. I will. The only thing I'm gonna be cautious on saying it could be the best duo in the NFL.
Yeah,
not the best, but one of.
I'm still going to be cautious. I think they're going to be good, but like Jack and Anzo, you weren't saying,
Jack
hey, that's one of the best.
Arguably the best in the league.
He is.
Devin White is no slouch.
He is.
No, he's not. I'm not going to say he's a slouch.
He was third in the league in tackles. I know it's just tackles, but that accounts for something.
But KG, then you know what the take should be from you guys? This is the biggest steal in NFL history for a contract because it's a 1 year, $1 million.
Yeah, that's where I'm cautious.
So this might be. You know what? Let's change the take.
I don't know.
This might be the best valued contract in the entire league.
Okay, so real quick.
Let's have that take.
Yeah,
because that's what he's been getting paid the last couple of years. It's been about $1 million, $5 million bucks. It's just what.
But he's contributed.
He is. He's not a bad. I don't want to say I'm not going to go that far. He's not a bad player. I like the addition. I have to keep repeating that. I just think I'm like going to here. And I think everyone else is going higher than I am, and I'm staying where I'm at. I'm not going to say because again, like what you said about Dan Campbell praising him, like I love that. But we know Dan, like he's gonna pump his guys. Obviously, Devin White's been making some plays in training camp. I love that. But like it's not the same as Kerby because like Kerby, we have seen Dan be like, I don't know. And then the last 2 weeks he's been a little more positive. He was always gonna pump up Devin. That's his guy, Like
so the thing is though with that, and this is where I think there needs to be a middle ground with the Devin White stuff. Is when I say like needle mover, I'm not saying that he's going to be back to his Pro Bowl self. He's going to be Devin White old. I'm not saying that. I think Dan's seeing those things out of him, and that's obviously why they brought him in because he has the glimpses of that, and he was good, right? And Tampa, he was really good, and he helped out a Super Bowl team. What I'm kind of alluding to with the needle moving is you went from Alex Anzalone to Malcolm Rodriguez or Derek Barnes moving to Will, and in that. It moves the needle a little bit that Devin White is better than Malcolm Rodriguez and Trevor Nowatzki.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and that's
fine. And
the
only thing I'll disagree with, like I will disagree with the one thing where you don't think he's a needle mover. I think he is.
No, I do think he's.
And disagree with both of you. Where I don't think the world though to where they're going to be one of the best linebacker duos in the league. I think it's a very very good addition. I don't know if it gets to that Alex Anzalone level. But I think it's getting closer to what it was from what you lost with Anzo instead of Rodrigo. And he's obviously a better linebacker than Rodrigo. So, because the fact is like Rodrigo's competing for that job. I think Derek Barnes was moving into Will for a little bit. They brought Devin White in. Instantly, Devin White's the starting Will. Yeah. Like, that's a fact. So I think you upgraded that position, and I think that's a really good thing. So I think it moves the needle a little bit for your defense, helps your defense get better. Someone in the chat, I think it was Klot, said he's a good LB2, LB3 for you.
Yes.
That's all it is, and that's all you needed. Is he going to be one of the best in the league at that LB? I don't know, man. Right now I don't think so. I think he's just going to be solid for you. That's kind of where my mind goes to.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he doesn't move the needle at all. Okay, that's I said he's a good addition. Like that means he moves the needle. I just think he moves the needle as much as people are saying he moves the needle. That's all I'm saying. And if you want to, if you disagree with that, fair.
I think it moves the needle for that LB2 spot.
Because me saying he doesn't move the needle, to me that's too disrespectful. Like I'm not saying the guy because that'd be like you're adding a body on the practice squad to the team. Yeah, that doesn't move the needle.
Right.
Devin White clearly is better than that, so he does move the needle. I'm just not as high on maybe his impact as other people are. Going into the season.
That's fair.
I mean, once again, in combination with a Jack Campbell and this Lions front four that I think is improved.
Yeah, I think there's a spot.
I think you're going to get good results from this.
Yeah,
guy. I do.
So do you think he's better? Like, is an upgrade from Alex Anzalone?
No, because he can't cover as good as
Anzo. That's where you get to a spot a little bit to where I think you not question it, but it's like, and we all throughout the year we were like all a little bit of a question mark and a red flag on Derek Barnes moving to the Will.
Yeah,
and that was something that they were trying out, and obviously for them to bring Devin White in shows that I'm not going to say Derek wasn't doing well on it, but obviously they wanted some sort of change or they wanted some more competition in that room, and
like
they got it.
Like you said, he came in as instant starter.
Yeah,
instant.
And I hope my hope is that he goes out there and balls out. They need another linebacker. I mean, after Anzalone left, I talked about how important that loss was, how massive it was. So best case scenario, Devin White goes out there and balls out. Like this is not one of those takes. I'll never do this where I'm like rooting actively against Devin White so I'm right. No, I want Devin White to ball out. I'm just telling you guys my expectations.
Well, when we start our new segment, the hand up segment, and he ends up playing really well,
then I'll say, you know what?
Hand up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then if he is underwhelming, then you guys throw your hand up. We'll do it both ways.
Couple other things, too, from camp that I got from Pride of Detroit's article. One thing that they said they had specific DBs stood out. Jared Goff as well shouted out guys like Chuck Clark, Avonte Maddox, DJ Reed. They said when he's on the field. It said in the article yesterday that Chuck Clark, by the way, big day yesterday, had a good day. And then on the opposite side of this, said two guys that have been very up and down throughout camp in the secondary, Ennis Rakestraw and Roger McCreary.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a concern, especially hearing the Roger McCreary name in there. That I don't know if that's a concerning.
We called that.
Yeah, he's been in the when we read that Doc article. Like Roger McCreary has had a bad camp, like according to Doc and according to basically everybody that's been at camp, which is incredibly concerning. Because I'm not saying we penciled this guy in as a guy that's going to start at the nickel for you, but it kind of felt like it was his position to lose at kind of an extent. So I mean, yeah, it's very disappointing for Roger McCreary. And I'll speak on my guy Ennis. Look, he's gonna have up days, and he's gonna have down days. He's just got to stack a couple good days in a row.
Okay, for you,
and he's gonna.
I mean, are you his
gonna
agent?
Be a contributor.
Are you his agent?
That is crazy.
I'm NSPR.
K for your man.
I think right now, like if I
Throw the light up.
the Ennis Rakestraw stock is very low.
I don't think so.
No, because for him, let's be realistic. He's going into year 3. Second round pick, he needed to have a big camp. Like it wasn't like a hey, just come in and just let's see where you're at. It was you're going into year 3 on you're a second round pick and you haven't played barely a snap in the NFL. Let's go back a month ago before camp started and what we all said about Ennis. We all said Ennis Rakestraw needs to have a big camp and show out and show us what he's got and what he can do. Now all of a sudden the reports are 3 weeks into camp and we have 2 weeks left. He's up and down. They want to see more consistency. I mean, at what point are we just going to be like, hey, come on, man? Like,
his rookie deal's almost up.
Yeah, like, are we gonna, like you don't think so that he didn't?
Well,
he needed to show out this camp.
He's in a very tough position, and I'm not defending Ennis, but I am just trying to be fair. He is in a tough position because you're right. His rookie contract is almost up. Time's ticking. You got to see something. But he also has been rehabbing every year the last couple of years.
He has
no reps.
Nothing.
So he's damned if you do, damned if you don't. If he doesn't ball out, it's like, well, he's a bust, and he has to without any reps.
Right.
So he's kind of the only positive I would say, at least some hopium. A lot of hopium this show.
Yes.
Is that at least
what is wrong with you today?
At least some little bit of sprinkle.
Ridiculous.
I'm doing this for my guy Caleb. A little sprinkle of hopium.
Thank you, Jeff.
There has been ups. Okay, this guy could have been buns all camp.
Yeah.
So at least there has been some flashes. They just want to see more of that.
Let's do this preview of a segment we have later today. We're doing Bubble Watch, and we're going to all vote on in or out, guys. Who would you rather as your corner 4 or corner 3-4? Nick Whiteside, Ennis Rakestraw.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, they're going to keep more than 4 corners.
Raise your hand. I'm just saying for that position, like who's winning that battle? I'm just throwing out there who's going to win that battle.
It would have to be
Nick Whiteside, yeah.
Whoa.
But they'll keep both of them.
Wait, that's who you'd rather have?
At this point,
like if you had to, if there was the last corner, and Brad came to you right now, or Dan, and said,
hold on.
There's one corner spot left on this roster. Who are you taking? Who do you want to throw on the field on week 1? Are you throwing Nick Whiteside out there, or are you throwing Ennis Rakestraw out there? That's the scenario.
I'm throwing Nick out there, bro.
It's 1,000% Ennis Rakestraw. Like you mortgaged a second-round pick on this.
Just
guy.
because you mortgage a pick does not mean Nick Whiteside has earned a job
let's
a spot
real
to go on that
quick.
field.
Let's go through what corners they'll keep, so we have like a context.
I get that, but I'm
because that's
also
not fair
going,
just to be like this or that.
No, but it's like not even cut or anything. I'm not saying cut or make the team. I'm saying if you had to throw a guy on the football field and like DJ Reed and Rocky Sin, one of them comes off and you're like, we need to throw one of those.
It's Nick Whiteside.
Okay,
yeah.
that's the question.
Because I'm not cutting Ennis.
I'm not saying cut. I'm sorry. That was a wrong question.
Yeah, because that's where I got confused.
It was this or that.
Who
would you
are
rather
you
play?
playing? No questions, Nick Whiteside.
Even if it came down to a roster spot, I'm probably picking Nick Whiteside.
At this point, yeah. I mean, you kind of have to.
I think he's earned it.
But I understand.
And he's actually performed last year in the regular season versus a good Bucs team.
But I do understand, like, for Caleb's perspective, like, if you're Brad and you're like, hey, if we want to keep an extra corner, we probably would keep him.
You need the depth.
You need the depth. Maybe there's something.
Maybe you get rid of an extra offensive lineman to keep him, whatever it is.
But to Booner's point, there is no question. We saw Nick play in a football game and ball out
versus Emeka Egbuka.
I mean,
and lock him up.
Not saying he's like a start. I'm just saying we've seen it. We've seen it in the NFL.
I do think there's a world where like people do go too far into, well, we've used draft capital on him. We have to keep him. Like, if you get outplayed, in my opinion, sorry. Like, if there's a better player, like, I don't care if you're a UDFA, a 7th-round pick, a 1st-round pick, whatever it is. If a player comes in and outplays you, like, isn't there like when we keep talking UDFAs today because of Seth McLaughlin, isn't there like a stat that like 50% of the NFL is UDFAs?
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's that high, but it's a good amount.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the league. There's a good amount of the league that's undrafted.
Yeah, because they're cheap.
Yeah.
You can take up a body and not.
And it also shows that football guys come from anywhere.
Yeah. UDFAs make up 23 to 30% of NFL rosters across the league.
Yeah,
and that's like, I think that's just 53 man. So like you're sitting there going like, hey,
there's
I don't
Hall
care
of
where
Famers
you're
that are undrafted.
Absolutely.
That kind of each 53-man roster generally carries around 10 to 15 undrafted players,
which is huge. So you can't like be like, oh, like okay, if it was year 1 for Ennis, right, and he just got drafted in the 2nd round, or even year 2, I could understand him throwing. It's year 3. Like KG's point, like his contract's up next year, so, and it's like Nick Whiteside in 1 year did more than Ennis hasn't.
The unfortunate part, Caleb, we're a couple seasons into this TV show.
No,
we kind of know how this is going.
Right.
Like,
we know the ending.
We know the ending.
We know where it's headed.
Yeah.
I understand.
$5 in the chat. LeBron, not with an E, with an A.
LeBron.
He said, I think that the win with Ennis Rakestraw right now is that he's not hurt. So I'll take the up and down right now, seeing he's actually played he hasn't played.
Caleb, come on.
There's a positive.
That's a win. I mean, that's a win for Team Ennis.
You know what he has though to prove? He does have these preseason games to show us something.
DiCaprio edits, Rakestraw gives me Stephon Gilmore vibes.
Oh, my God.
Is he giving you those vibes, though, Caleb?
Let's not do that.
Stephon Gilmore?
How about Stephen Gilmore?
Yeah, right.
Steven.
His brother, who I thought was going to bring Stephon to the team.
Jeff was like the biggest Stephen Gilmore fan of all time.
Because he thought Stephon was coming.
Yeah. We walked out to training camp 2 years ago, and Jeff, I swear, guys, for a month, we didn't get to training camp for a month. Jeff was talking Stephen Gilmore up like, watch this kid, watch this kid.
God.
We walked straight into camp, look on the field. First glance at Stephen Gilmore, he is the smallest human of all time.
Everything changed for me.
He goes, he looked at me and goes, I'm out on him.
That's so funny.
He's so, because I only saw like reports. I'm like, Stephen Gilmore, I did a little research. I like him. When you saw him in person, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's got to be a $160. He's got to be a $160.
I don't even think he's played
65.
since. I think once he got cut in Detroit, I think maybe he went to Dallas for like or somewhere for like a practice squad. It was done.
Oh, speaking of Bubble Watch, your boy, I might have been on to something. I told y'all, Roger McCreary. Like, we haven't heard anything.
No,
like,
he's out.
I think, bro.
He's out, especially because you got to think. Look at nickel. You got Izzy who could play nickel. Keith Abney could play nickel. Branch is going to come back. He could play nickel. He's capable. Okay, and we'll throw him in there for you, Caleb.
But that was like
Roger,
your first.
Hey, Roger, time's up.
That was your first signing of the offseason. Your first real signing of the offseason. Yeah, I know.
What did I say when we had the Roger McCreary segment? I was like, guys, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I mean, the Roger. I
didn't think it would be this bad, though. I thought he would make the team.
I don't know.
So did I. I thought he would compete at least. I thought they was going to compete at nickel because in OTAs they said that he was kind of getting the starting nickel rep.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you that. I didn't think he'd get cut, but I called the Abney taking his job, and then we had the conversation about Roger. I was like, guys, I'm looking at the last 2 years. LA needed corners, they let him walk. Titans always need corners. They let him. What's going on with Roger?
The Rams trade for him, and then when he trade for him, he just didn't play.
So you got to read between the what are the tea leaves?
Yeah.
Read between the lines. Yeah.
Connect the dots.
Connect the dots a little bit on that one. So yeah, Roger McCreary's his time is probably done.
Yeah.
I just
we'll see.
There's too many corners.
A couple weeks. He's probably going to be one of the guys that play Thursday, and they're competing for a job.
Yeah.
Watch him. If he balls out, maybe things could change. Is there any other updates? Do you want to throw at us?
That's about it. I mean, there's some more, but we can go to break. When we come back, we can do a little bubble talk.
Let's do it.
And then we can kind of get into more things here.
We'll double up, and then we'll come back. We'll do bubble watch with training camp. Who's getting cut? Who could stay on the roster? We got to get to Art and Jake's in Gold Crown.
Yes, let me tell you guys about Art and Jake's. Guys, Lions season is here, and we are doing watch parties. You could join us at Art and Jake's in Clarkston this Thursday for our Lions preseason watch party. It kicks off this Lions season against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we will be live for every snap. Fun fact, actually, we will be live on the Woodward Sports YouTube, and for people who don't know, guess what? We will be live on the Crunch Time Sports YouTube channel as well. So if you guys both whatever YouTube you want to watch, people have been asking, where's the Crunch Time YouTube? We will be live on that as well, doing a duo stream. Jeff and I will be on there. I think Justin will be joining us. You can come get some great food, cold drinks, and it's the best game day atmosphere, guys, with fellow Lions fans. So come check us out. We'll be at the Art and Jake's Sports Bar and Grill in Clarkston Michigan. It's Art and Jake's Sports Bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
And maybe when Jeff is watching Devin White reps, he might have to hit a Gold Crown and just relax a little bit because they got the new Royal Jesters in right now. They're 1.5 grams each, y'all, and they are quad infused, which means Keef coated, live resin infused, THCA diamonds, and terpenes all packed into 4 layers of it's football season. We back, baby. Listen, Michigan made, top tier, no shortcuts. Next time you hit the dispo, don't think, just ask for the Royal Jesters, because y'all know the slogan by now. If you're going to smoke like royalty.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, it all starts with the kids.
Put in off the volley. Maxi Rodriguez.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Shout out to Mad Packs, and these packs are mad. Let me tell you, and they got the gummies hidden right now. The Boom Shakalaka 200 milligram hash rosin gummies and the High-Low 200 milligram live resin gummies, along with some of the other great products that Mad Packs has to offer, like the extracts, Blizzard Packs, pre-roll, and flour. They got it all. So go to getmadpacks.com to get yours today. Mad flavor, mad high, mad packs. And while you shopping, you should also shop for Amnesia. And listen, they've been a part of us for a while, but now they got this new product, and I think y'all gonna enjoy it a lot, man. It's got a really, really smooth finish to it, and who doesn't like a good blunt, man? I'm talking about the 1.5 gram bubble hash glass tip infused blunts that they are carrying right now, combining premium bubble hash with a sleek glass tip for a new way to enjoy the classic. It's the latest addition to the rapidly growing Amnesia lineup, and it's available at a dispensary near you today. So go get yours. Shout out to Amnesia.
We're back. Okay. This is just
whoa. Timeout on Jeff, man.
Well, yeah, timeout on everything. I mean, there's a lot of timeouts today. Shout out Shaq for being assistance with that. I love this. Is one of my favorite photos of all time. We got to talk more training camp. We got Bubble Watch, stock up, stock down. We'll talk about some players that are kind of on that fringe. Could they be cut? But more specifically, stock going up, stock going down. Very simple.
Yeah, I got a couple names here. I'll start here and shout out again. This is Pride of Detroit. They also did a vote. They on their team. They do votes for in and out, and they do it each week through training camp to where it's like defense, offense, and they'll do each player, which is it's an interesting concept to be able to see kind of where people think that they are. In or out. This is a big one. I think this is going to be across the board on their website. Every single person actually had one answer. In or out. Edge rusher Ahmed Hassani.
And
so
in. Not even question.
I die for you, coach.
I think the thing that makes him, like, there's two ways to dissect this. One, the human being. You love the guy. He has an insane work ethic. Check. He's a culture fit. Check. The guy will do anything to stay on a roster, which you love from like a GM perspective. Check. Now let's get to the football side. They asked him to gain weight to be more of a big edge. He's done that. He's embraced that. And they do need those type of players. And I think they just love his versatility because he plays with such an edge. And he's a player that also, stock going up, just because he hasn't been playing football a while. So every year he's getting better. So I really like what he brings to the table, even as someone that's maybe raw, but he's gotten a lot better, and I'm excited for his development. So
can we, by the way, Caleb, do you have the video? I did a video of Dan. I think, dude, it feels like every single camp practice that Dan speaks, they ask about Ahmed Hassan or a new story comes out about him, something. Dan today, this was honestly, I know Dan is up, people always just say stuff positives. When Dan goes on a rant about a player, that's when you know he's like truly like, okay, this is my guy. Listen to what Dan says about Ahmed Hassan. It's like, it should give people like the most confidence in this guy coming in this year and actually contributing to the defense.
It looked like he's come back with a real hunger. Just what's impressed you about his camp so far?
Who's that? Oh, yeah. Listen, he's had a really good camp. He is all out all the time. The guy never takes a play off, literally never takes a play off. He doesn't take a water break off. The guy is all out. Some of his things, honestly, is we gotta rein him back in a little bit. Sometimes he gets out of his mind and goes a little rogue on some stuff. But you'd rather it be that way and pull back on him than the other where you're constantly having to prod him. So he's really grown, kind of moving into the big end. That was a move that was made. So he's a little bit of an undersized big end, but it doesn't affect him. He plays so dang hard, plays with leverage. And he's grown, man. You know, what you love about him, like he doesn't cower from anything. Like competition, man, he's all for it. And he wants it. He wants it, and he tries to prove it every day. So you like that. I'm excited to see what he does in this game.
Guys, listen. Ahmed Hassan's your fourth best edge rusher on this team.
Stop it.
And it's not going to be close. It's Aiden Hutchinson, it's DJ Wanham, Derek Moore, and Ahmed Hassan. Like, that's your four. And if you hear Dan Campbell sitting there being like, he's moved the bigger edge, a little underside, Levi O, sorry, we have Ahmed Hassan now. And I like Levi O, but Ahmed Hassan has arrived. And every single thing we've heard out of camp from Dan Campbell and about Ahmed Hassan, he is very good, guys. And is he going to go out there and get you 8 sacks? Maybe not. He's going to compete for you. And that's what you want on this defense. You want guys that come in there and compete. I'm all in on Ahmed Hassan. I'm all the stock that I can buy of him, I've bought it. I'm all in on the guy. He is going to be a massive piece for your defense when it comes to the depth in your edge room. I'm excited to see him play Thursday in the preseason. We haven't got to see it a lot. I think he's earning himself a spot in this rotation, and I'm fired up to be able to see that because we didn't get to see him last year. We talked about him a lot. We know him. He actually wanted to come on Crunch Time. Like, he's like, I'll come on. Lions shut it down. Cool.
Shout out the Lions.
Shout out the Lions. Shout out the guys over there. They shut it down. His brother we've had on the show. I'm all in on him, guys. I'm an Hassan fan, and I think he's going to actually contribute to this room in a pretty good way.
He's getting under guys' skin too at practice.
I love it.
He does it because imagine like you're a vet. You're going to training camp, or even in the preseason, you're a vet playing, in the preseason, and you just get this dude in front of you who's just playing at 150%.
All the time.
All the time.
Like, bro, take a rep off.
Take a rep off. That's what I love about him, and I think the big end role for him is perfect. I do trust the coaching staff to put this guy in a position to succeed. I think he best fits there. He's about 6'3". He's strong. He's been grinding all off season, and he's going to thrive at that big end power role because he's not – as a guy who's, again, more raw, hasn't been playing football as long as these other guys, he doesn't maybe have the bend like some of these top edge rushers do, the bendability, I like to use that word. But guess what? He plays with high effort, high intensity, high physicality, which I think suits best for that big end role. I think there's a perfect that's a perfect role for him. And they can move him inside. They can move him around the D-line. I do. I'm a fan of what he can do.
I think on this defense, too, we've seen guys who, like for example, AQM, who wasn't great throughout his career and kind of jumped around a little bit and gets in Detroit. And he's like, AQM was a guy that just high motor, goes all the time. That's where it feels like with Ahmed Hassan, where it's like, hey, this is a good defense in a group. Like a guy with Kelvin Shepard kind of at the helm of this thing. I think they look at him as like, hey, he's a piece for us. And I'm guessing, I know he's a little undersized, but I'm sure the way he plays, he could help stop the run. I don't think that's something they look at and they're like, oh, no, you can't. I think he can stop the run. So I don't know what this means for different guys on this roster. I'm interested to see how this edge room kind of works its way, or not even edge room, but D-line, because they do like those tweeners a lot. So when they talk about, hey, they've been playing him as that bigger end, that's like a Levi O spot, right? Where Levi O was like a bigger end who can play inside, 3-tech, and move out. Like he moved around a lot. Something that they've always liked. They kind of started to go away from a little bit with AQM and stuff. But I think now that the fact that they trust him in that position, I think it speaks volumes, to be honest.
They've tried Wingo there too, and that's somebody that I kind of look at like, you probably got to go.
Tyler Lacey's a name too, by the way, that like he's coming off the edge and he's having a good camp, so that's another name you throw in that kind of mix. This edge room's going to really, or not edge, again, D-line room's going to work itself out in a really different way than I think we've seen in the past.
And when people hear the word project, they think Ahmed does. The dude had production at Boise State. He had 12 and a half sacks his final year. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, he put up numbers there. You know, it's not like he had a sack. You know, like Shamar Stewart came into the league, had like a sack a year, and everyone's like, but all the potential's there. Like, Ahmed might not be the physical freak that Shamar Stewart is, but guess what? Like, he had production at Boise State. And he's only getting better, so I'm excited about it.
By the way, listen, I'm not going to boost myself up, but Jobus in the chat said, if Booner's excited about Ahmed, I'll go with it. He said the last time Booner did this with the player during training camp, that player made some big plays last year, Trevor Nowaski.
There you go.
And people thought I was crazy, and you did for a little bit, and Lucas did on the show for the last few years. I was boosting Trevor up. I said, hey, trust me. It's going to make play. Made some big plays for you over the last 2 years.
Well, people don't see the Booner path when it's in front of you. You got to just, you got to get on it, man.
They always will. You know what? People always think the negative when I say something like this, and then when it comes positive, they're like, oh, okay, I guess so.
Yeah.
Trust me. Just trust me.
The football path is cool. The baseball path, not so much.
KG disagrees.
They're only one back from the wild card.
It's trending. What else we got?
We'll go through this a little quicker. What about Mekhi Wingo?
Out.
In or out?
Out.
No, we just talked about Ahmed Hassan.
Literally just talked about it. Out.
What about this one? This one's an interesting one because his name actually got brought up today from Dan. Because Trevor is in there, Winowaski, Devin White, obviously. Now you have Jimmy Roller, who's hurt, who probably won't be on the roster because he'll probably be on the IR. Eric Hunter, linebacker.
I love Eric Hunter.
Are you guys in or out on him? Because I'll tell you what, in this article, not one person had him in.
He's not gonna be in, but man, he's doing all he can. That dude in college, and I know Easy's been talking high about him at practice. There's potential there. I like Eric Hunter. They just don't have the room for him. They have too many guys like Trevor, who's proven, Malcolm, who's proven, Devin White now. Like, he won't make the roster, but that's a guy you keep keep on the practice squad.
Where did Devin Hunter come from? I haven't heard a lot about him.
He came. So
I think it was like Jackson State.
Yeah, he came from like a small school, but he put up
Morgan State,
but produced. Big. I think he's like 6'4".
They said practice he's been really good. Yeah. They said special teams he's been flying around.
I like the intangibles he brings, the tangibles, but we'll see. I don't think he'll make it, so I'll say out. But man, keep that dude around. Yeah. Keep him around.
How about this? I'm gonna name three corners.
Okay.
Khalil Dorsey, Nick Whiteside, Roger McCreary.
I'm gonna go in and out.
Yeah, out on Roger. I might be out on Dorsey too, but you might need the depth. But
yeah, I'll say if it's just between those three and I got to pick two, I'm going Dorsey Whiteside because Dorsey can contribute special teams. I know for a fact he's been a part of this team. Whiteside because he's been playing really well and McCreary just hasn't been. As a vet, you can't have up down days, man. Like we signed you
to step up.
And we're expecting you to show up and be here. You know.
Right. Yeah, the thing, too, by the way, with Dorsey, I know we had the conversation last week about him. We were talking about with Nick Whiteside playing well, like in special teams, who's going to get that. From what I've seen and read and heard, Khalil Dorsey's been really good at camp. And he's like that special teams. He's like your germ, like he's just very consistent, very elite. And that's what, they do like that in those rooms.
No one thinks about special teams till last year, and it's ass. Right, and everyone now thinks about it.
And Khalil Dorsey was a big piece of that. He was hurt.
So I like Dorsey to play special teams for sure.
How about this? Last one here. I'm going to do three safeties now. Thomas Harper, Dan Jackson, Lauren Strickland.
I have to pick two of them?
No, you just pick. I mean, you could whoever. Just give your in or out on each.
Dan Jackson.
I'm out on him.
Yeah,
I hate to do it after a year.
Too deep of a room. He did have a pick yesterday. I don't know about Dan Jackson. Lauren Strickland, I love his story. Worked at Target, got in the NFL. He's out. He's love his story, but he's
Thomas Harper, obviously.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
But Dan Jackson and Lauren Strickland on this article, not one in vote for either of them.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So then, if it's just, let's say we just pick Harper out of those and excluding Branch and Kerby, obviously, who it's
Chuck Clark, and Maddox,
and Harper.
So you're carrying 3 safeties.
Yeah, which I think is
and then
typically
Brian comes back and Kerby plays. You got.
That's typically how you go about it, though. I think you typically have 3.
Does how many safeties they keep? Does that kind of give you guys an indication on how they feel about Kirby's progression? Like if they decide to keep 4.
Yeah, I think if they keep like if Dan Jackson makes this roster, then I think you would kind of have an idea.
And then they have Izzian who can play safety, so they'll probably keep guys that have nickel versatility as well, like Brian, Izzian, Maddox. They'll keep guys so they're kind of like double. They're safety and nickel. But Thomas Harper, you got to keep Thomas Harper.
You do.
By the way,
telling you. You do.
He's
hey,
good
I'm with
depth.
you.
He's good depth for sure.
This might be breaking news. I don't know if it's out. I saw Jesse in the chat. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. Let me confirm this real quick.
I already saw it.
ESPN sources: the Minnesota Vikings have officially named Kyler Murray as their starting quarterback. He has won the job.
Okay.
Damn, JJ.
Should have known that in the first couple days.
Yeah, literally.
You saw that man look. I mean,
JJ was shook the minute Kyler got there.
The craziest thing is with that whole thing too is that like Kevin O'Connell, I think gets regarded as a quarterback whisperer, which he has been in years past, and he got his pick at a quarterback in a draft and he whiffed on it, which is crazy. Like that's just crazy to me. He's the quarterback whisperer.
It's hard to hit on quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, no matter how much of a guru you are, it's hard to hit on quarterbacks.
And him being hurt that first year maybe severely hindered
look at
his development.
Kyle Shanahan with Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Like Kyle Shanahan knows quarterbacks. Like guess what?
Yeah, the hard thing with JJ is that he needed reps like a lot because at Michigan he didn't really have that. They obviously had Blake Corum and they were heavier in the run, so he didn't really play that NFL offense. And then he got hurt, to KG's point. So then he really didn't get those reps. And he had a whole year. And the one thing that everyone kind of leaned on, I did too for a little bit, well, he was in the room and he was getting mental reps and he was learning the offense. He had a whole year. There's such a difference. I can look back and hand up and say, like, I was wrong. There's a difference from actually getting the reps than mental reps.
Yeah.
And I think that killed it for him.
Yeah, it's tough too. Like I think for him to thrive, he's got to be in that insulated environment like he was at Michigan, where it's like heavy run game. Like Kevin O'Connell's offense, he asks a lot out of his quarterbacks. Like you got to be like Sam Darnold had his best year there.
Yeah.
JJ ain't ready for that. You know, he ain't. And I don't think Kyler Murray is, but you know,
he's a better option.
He's better option.
Way
I'll
better
give you
option.
that, no doubt, better option. But yeah, it doesn't. Right. I don't. Vikings are still last to me, so it doesn't matter.
You guys want to?
Yeah, let's take a break. We won't double up. We'll just do one here. All Day IPA. Tell us about them.
Yes, it's a 15th year anniversary, guys. All Day IPA, Founders Brewing's legendary All Day IPA. That is legendary, guys. It's a citrusy, crisp, and refreshing drink with a perfectly balanced taste at 4.7 ABV. It's built to go the entire distance of the game. You can get $5 shorts, guys, at any Art and Jake's locations of the All Day IPA in any Art and Jake's Michigan location. Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Guys, we're going to be at the one at Clarkson on Thursdays watching the Lions doing the watch party. Show up, $5 shorts for that. So please, as always, guys, when you're going to drink them, Caleb,
drink responsibly.
Neil Rule and Sean Belizian wake you up every Monday through Friday on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. That's right, Big D Energy has moved to mornings. Get your morning dose of Neil's tone and Sean's insanity. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Two Detroit sports legends coming together for the best Detroit sports morning show there is. Big D Energy, waking you up weekdays on Detroit's #1 sports network.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
shout out to the good people over at Loom Cannabis, and y'all know what it is by now. They're trying to get you high, but also have you be productive in your day, and you can do that with the new Buzzin' energy drinks from Loom. Same THC buzz that you love, 7.5 milligrams of that, but they've paired that with 100 milligrams of caffeine from green tea extract. It's not artificial at all, bold in flavor, light in calories, and you can get it in peach and raspberry lemonade amongst other flavors. Available at all 40 locations across the state of Michigan. All you gotta do to learn more is go to loom.com or go in store, and don't forget 30% off your entire order. Use code WSN30. Brain farted right there, but it's Loom Cannabis.
We're back. It's Crunch Time, Woodward Sports. For everyone watching, we appreciate you. Hit the like button on the stream. Helps push it out there in the algorithm. We do have Judgment Day. Caleb's already.
Caleb.
That's going to be 12:40-ish. We'll get to that.
You're lucky. You got pushed back.
We do have to hit Top 10 Tuesday, and we have today our Top 10 most important, not best, most important Detroit Lions players entering the season. So important meaning crucial for success.
Yeah, can we make that clear? It's not best players or best Lions. It's
the top 10 most important for success.
Yes.
Essential.
I did a curveball. I don't know if you'll like it, but I did a curveball.
I saw it first. We'll talk about it. Which one of my good friends want to go first?
I'll go first. Throw mine up there. Let's have the conversation.
You don't like mine?
All
right, don't say anything.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
I think it's fair. All right,
this is Jeff's.
All right, here's my list of most important Detroit Lions players entering 2026. So at number 1, obviously, Jared Goff. Okay, he is essential. If you don't have a quarterback, you are boned royally. And he is the man behind center. He's touching the football more than anyone else. He is important. Not only Jared Goff being there, but playing at a high level. So Jared Goff, no question, comes in at number 1. Number 2, Aiden Hutchinson. If that dude ever were to go down, your defense, not that it's kind of toast right now, it is going to be burnt toast. Absolutely burnt toast without Aiden Hutchinson. We talk about the secondary needing help. You need the pass rush to get home. And who's the guy that's getting home more than anybody else? It's Aiden Hutchinson by far. So Aiden Hutchinson is essential. You notice how I have the most important player on offense, most important player on defense at 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Number 3, DJ Reed. Guys, this corner situation's tough. And DJ Reed, hey, bro, he's sitting there like the draft guy, like me? I got drafted this high? Yeah, you did, DJ Reed. You're at number 3. The guys need you. All right, you're the number 1 corner this year. There ain't much behind you. So not only is you being healthy important, but you also playing at somewhat of a high level, very, very important. So DJ Reed comes in at number 3. Number 4, Cade Mays. He's up there. Okay? I'll keep it a stack. He's up there. And not just for the 5 games we talked about, but really for the whole season. If he's out for the season, you're screwed. You can get by with a couple of games, or easy schedule to start the year, but for the whole season, you need Cade Mays to be back and playing at a decently high level. You're banking on him basically not only playing at a good level, but getting better as a young player. So, Cade Mays is very important. Number 5, Aleem McNeil. Interior pressure changes everything, and if you're getting a top 10 defensive tackle on Aleem McNeil, this defense will change. This defensive line will improve and be a very, very good unit. Number 6, Penei Sewell. Okay, if he's not there, Jared Goff's in a tough position, brutal position. We know what that means. So Penei Sewell's on this list at 6.
By the way, real quick, can I talk about the Penei thing to you real quick?
Yeah.
People in the chat are like, why is Penei so low? I'll just say this ahead of mine, but he's low on mine too. Jeff, tell me if this is how you looked at Penei. Is Penei in my opinion, like, he is important. He should be on this list, but you know what you're getting on it. He's going to be an all-pro tackle.
Yeah,
so like, you know what you're getting.
Production, though, is if he goes down, then
yeah,
you're screwed.
I guess I get that, but like, I didn't make my list based off of if this player goes down, then you're done. Like, no, I made it off of if this player steps up, that means your team's going to be good.
Well, you know what?
Penei was always he's going to be Penei Sewell.
No,
he could be number 1
so
on the list.
I'll give you my list. My list is if this player goes down, you are screwed.
Oh, yeah. So mine isn't.
So
that's kind of the most important.
If you guys want to bump Penei Sewell up higher, that's fine. I'm not gonna argue with you. The players I have, the only reason is you see more defense. 3 of the top 5 are defense. You guys know how important this defense is.
Of course.
So that's maybe where I'm at. But you know what?
I didn't look at the list as if this guy goes down. No, I think it's if this guy steps up and plays at his best, your team's going to go far. I think Penei is already going to, like, he's going to play great. I looked at it as the complete opposite. I looked at it as you go out there and this, like, if DJ Reed plays at a high level, this defense gets taken to a different level.
Yeah, like
if Cade Mays plays at a high level, this offensive line is now top 10. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Importance.
And it's cool to interpret it like that, but it is, like
I said,
most important. That would indicate if you lose this player.
I guess it depends on how you look at it. Like
it's just most important talking about like, hey, this guy needs to play at a high level, or
or it could be both.
Yeah, and DJ Reed, like, by the way, like DJ Reed's on this list because they don't have anything behind him, and he needs to play at a high level. So there's like multiple factors to it. Like someone in the chat
this
said,
isn't best player, by the way. Too.
Yeah, I just want to address. Someone was like, "What? How do you have a mid center over Panay?" Guys, this isn't a ranking list. We saw this offensive line with Panay last year, and they were terrible because they didn't have anyone at center. So clearly, Cade Mays, you need him to. Okay, I'm glad I got that out of the way. 7, Jahmyr Gibbs. You need the guy to ball out. You paid him, despite what I think, but you need the guy to have a massive year. Number 8, Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 1 wide receiver. There's no doubt, like, Amon-Ra is essential to this passing game. There's not even a doubt about it. I think he's more important, in my opinion, than like a J-Mo or Sam Laporta, so that's why I have him on there in the passing game. Jack Campbell at number 9. He's one of your only all-pros on defense. You need the guy to play. And then Kerby Joseph at 10.
I'm interested in that one. Why him over Brian Branch?
I just think his ability to change games with picks is something that I think the Lions will miss if he's not there.
No,
Brian Branch is an excellent player. I think he's a better player. I just think Kirby's better overall football player, but Kirby's impact with like interceptions, I think, is like, if he's there, it's going to change outcomes.
Agree, but I'm thinking from the injury aspect.
Yeah, I like the Branch. I like the Branch.
I just think an interception. You talk about it, keys to victory.
Yeah, but like,
and if you have a guy that
having a guy that gets interceptions or a guy that does everything.
I would take.
I think Brian Branch is, when healthy, a top 5 safety in the NFL. I'm taking a top 5 safety over Kerby.
Kirby's a top 5 safety.
I think Branch. When you look at safety ranking, I think it's consistently Brian Branch is ranked ahead and he's better. I think overall,
I just think
Branch
run,
has more
coverage,
tools
everything.
in his bag, but Kerby is top 5 based on numbers.
I think Brian Branch is a better football player,
and that's fine.
So
I just think for the Lions, I believe a turnover changes a game. So I'm going with the guy that gets him at the highest rating everyone in the NFL. Is that fair?
I was more so.
I like Branch better.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's not about. It's just for the Lions.
I think it's more important.
No, I think turnover. If you're going to win games with your defense, you need turnovers.
I think Brian Branch changes your defense. Like he completely. And I get the turnovers. Brian Branch on every single level of the game changes this defense.
So when you do your keys to victory, what do you put in there?
I put that, but I also put in their third downs. Red zone. I think Brian Branch, everything. He does everything.
But this is one of those situations in which we interpret the list different. It says entering 2026, who's the most important Lions?
I think Brian Branch.
Yeah, I would think Brian Branch,
but he's coming
because you have a timeline of when he will be back. Like we still kind of, it's up in the air on Kerby, when he gets back, and then when he does get back, what kind of impact will he have? I think you will hit the ground running better with a Brian Branch over Kerby Joseph, but I'm not mad at you putting him at 10. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not, because I think Brian's. I think Brian's a top safety.
Can we hit my list here before we get to Judgment Day at 12:40?
We got it.
Okay.
How about this, boys?
Okay.
Jeff?
I see what you did.
Am I allowed to do that?
Number 1, yeah, I think you are.
Am I allowed to do that?
He is a Lion.
He's a Lion, right? Okay, because I knew
Lion.
Caleb was be like, I don't know if you could do that.
I don't know if he can do that.
He's a Lion, is he not? He's part of the team.
I'll allow it.
Okay, so number 1, I have Dan Campbell. Guys, I think everything obviously runs through the head coach. You just missed the playoffs. Dan Campbell, 4th down decisions, game plans, hiring the OC. Every single thing down the line, it's all on him. The defense, what has he been doing this offseason? He's been stepping up and helping with the defense. He's been in those rooms. I think everything entering this season, I think the most important guy in that building right now is your head coach. How does he approach this year? What are his game plans? How does he go about this O-line? It literally all runs through Dan Campbell at this point. And I think this is the biggest year for Dan Campbell since he's been in Detroit. So I have to have him at number 1. Number 2 and 3, this is where, guys, so how I did mine, we could be the most important. I kind of broke mine up into little segments. So I did number 2 and 3. Dan Campbell today, you know what he said about Jack Campbell, guys? He said Jack Campbell is the quarterback of your defense. So at number 2, I have the quarterback of your offense, and at number 3, I had the quarterback of your defense. The two guys that are running both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, I think those are two of the most important players on your roster right now. The green dot and the guy calling plays, and Jared Goff, your quarterback. So I had them at 2-3. Number 4, the reason I have DJ Reed up, Jeff had him as well, and I have DJ Reed, Aleem McNeil in kind of the same category, to where if these guys end up playing at a high level where we think they can get to, where we've seen them play, that might be one of the most important parts of this football team, that your defense gets to a different level. If you have a legit corner out there and you have a Lee McNeil back to a Lee McNeil Pro Bowler, guys, this defense changes completely. Number 6, this is where we could have this argument all day. We don't have to keep getting into it again, but the Brian Branch. I think Brian Branch coming back, I think that's important to this team. Yeah. I think it's massive. I think he's one of the best defensive – if he is healthy, not just the best safety, one of the best safeties in the league, one of the best defensive players in all of the NFL.
Well, could that fall under the Brian's going to be Brian?
Yeah, but again, but that's why I also added in like a Jahmyr Gibbs and an Aiden Hutchinson, was because, hey, if they end up getting to where they are, if Brian comes back healthy off this Achilles and he's Brian Branch of Brian Branch, do you know how important that is for this defense?
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it. It's like, hey, that's important to get a guy like that back on this defense running this thing. Number 7, Cade Mays. Obviously, if he gets back healthy, guys, and you have a legit center, guess what that makes his offensive line do? You're a top 10 offensive line. That's a fact. Number 8, the number one thing I've said a million times is the run game. If Jahmyr Gibbs is an all-pro, one of the best running backs in the league, one of the best playmakers in the league, offense changes completely again. It gets to that next level. Aiden Hutchinson being the defensive player of the year, I think that's important for this team. And then the last one here, I have Kelvin Shepard. I think for him, it's important for him to have a big year and to be a legit DC in this league. And schematically, everything about this defense needs to change, and it needs to get changed in a positive way very quick, or he's going to be out of a job at the end of this year.
Yeah. I mean, I only think you put Aiden a little bit low, because if he's not going out there putting up 8 in numbers, he is your most productive edge rusher.
Yeah.
So I think his level of importance is a little higher. You can argue Cade Mays too, but I see what you did with the coaching coordinators. I'm not mad at it.
So
I'm not.
I kind of broke mine into segments.
Yeah. I would say if you were going to go coaches, which hey, I respect it. You going coaches?
You want Drew?
No, I just think the discrepancy between Dan and Kelvin Shepard.
That's fair. I got to number 10.
But it's going to fall on Dan if this shit falls apart. It's going to fall on Dan first. Kelvin might get fired, but this is a big year for Dan.
And Dan would hiring a new OC as well.
Yeah,
he went all in on Kelvin Shepard. I just think everything with Dan, I think at the end of the day this year just is all on Dan.
So it's important to the season. I would say Kelvin as a DC, if we're going coaches, probably one of the most important things.
Okay, you know what?
He could be hired.
You can argue that. I'm not going to.
Okay.
This isn't a big discrepancy.
I move him in.
I didn't go coaches. I do respect that. If you want to throw coaches on there, I didn't go coaches, but.
And by the way, too, for people, I don't even have the chat open anymore. I shut it off because people are crazy.
You took a break.
I took a break from the chat. I'm detoxing from the chat right now. I understand if people do want to look at it like Panay and Amon-Ra and these guys, JMO, if they're in there. I do understand that. I just looked at it a different way, and I kind of broke it down. I think I broke it down fair enough, where it's hey, the quarterbacks of each side, guys like Liam and DJ, if they step up, what they would mean to this team. Brian Branch, I legit, guys, when Brian Branch is healthy, I do truly believe he's one of the best defensive players as a whole in the league.
No, I agree. See, this is where this list gets because I'm not debating. I think Brian's a better football player than Kerby.
I think it's important to get the better player back.
But I think I don't know. I guess
who would you rather have back?
The way I looked at it is most important is Kerby being able to contribute, because I know Brian will be back.
How about this? That's
I guess the way I
think this
looked at
answers this question.
Because
if you could little magic wand and you could say, hey, Kerby Joseph or Brian Branch fully healthy for the whole year, who would you rather pick?
But we're going better
because
players.
That's more
a different
important though,
list.
because they're important to your defense. So that means you want them.
Okay,
on your
healthy. Cade Mays or Panay Sewell.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, but I'm
we're getting into the better player thing.
Yeah, I get that.
It gets tricky.
But I'm going Brian Branch. I'm going Brian.
That's
Branch.
where it gets tricky. I agree with you. Brian Branch does more, but
can we do a poll? Who's more important to this defense, Brian Branch or
But like
Kerby?
I said, in terms of importance for this season, you're going to see Brian Branch before you see Kerby.
Yeah, Kerby has a potentially career-altering. That's why I put him on my list. It's he's that dude being on the field. That's one of the most important things.
I just think when Brian Branch comes back fully healthy, this defense changes.
Which is
I
think we're just
so
in a
many
blender.
spots that they use him in, bro.
Honestly, we're arguing it. I think it could be. I think they're both okay.
Yeah, no,
it might be one of the things.
I think this. I think
there's no wrong.
I think I
think it's Judgment Day time.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Real quick, I guess I'm a little bit confused about the instructions, but two guys I'm surprised I didn't see on either list is Derek Moore, DJ Wanham, because the edge position is something that Lions fans have clamored for to get these guys. And
That's
obviously,
fair.
I don't think we expect
list can
anything
only be
out
so
of the
long,
secondary.
Caleb.
I know, but those are two
Ennis
guys.
Rakestraw just missed the cut. he was almost
He
on
deserves
there.
to be on
I did
there.
ask Caleb.
he's number one on his list.
Yeah, I was like, if you want to do a list, we could just put Ennis Rakestraw in blank spaces.
Yeah,
for
that's
us.
what I would have done.
Let's take a break. We come back. We got Judgment Day with Caleb Zarnick. Is he back or is he not? We'll talk about that. But
Judgment
first,
Day.
But
My man
first, we gotta
compromised.
do
God
Supreme Lending, or is that where? Should we double? No, we're fine.
Let's do it.
No, we got one more break after this.
Yeah, let's just do Supreme Lending. Let me tell you about our friends over at Supreme Lending, the professionals, Chad and Chris. You got to talk to those guys. I'm telling you, buying a home or refinancing is a massive decision. So don't play around. Go to the professionals. They're a full-service lender, boast a 99% close-on time rate, 97% customer satisfaction score. All you got to do, mention Woodward Sports, and you will receive up to $500 off your appraisal. To score the deal, call the numbers on your screen and talk to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today.
For more Detroit Tigers coverage, make sure you subscribe to Woodward Tigers on YouTube. All Tigers, all the time. For the hardcore Detroit sports fans who can't get enough of the Motor City's teams. All season long, you'll get non-stop Tigers content. From on-field interviews, post-game reactions, and roundtable insight from Woodward Sports.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
Most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
If you're thinking about LASIK, Yaldo Eye Center is the place to go. You see DMAC on the screen. He trusted Dr. Yaldo to get his vision right, and he's been raving about the results ever since. LASIK is quick, virtually painless, and most procedures take only about 8 minutes. Many patients are back to seeing clearly as soon as the very next day, and they're offering an incredible deal. LASIK for just $1,999 per eye, regardless of your prescription. So call or text 248-553-9800 today to schedule your free consultation, or visit YaldoEyeCenter.com. Yaldo Eye Center, the vision experts.
And guys, it's time to upgrade your game with the Thrive energy pouches. Guys, get rid of all those energy drinks, all those other liquid drink, whatever it is, get rid of it and go get Thrive energy pouches. Guys, they pack over 300 milligrams of clean and smart caffeine. It has alpha GPC, L-theanine, all of that in it, and you don't get any sugar crash. None of that stuff you get with those drinks. It works. I have them always. I take them. I probably take a Thrive once a day, guys, to get me going. Get the caffeine. Get. When I'm juiced up and you guys are like, Booner, you're being annoying, that's probably because I'm on Thrive and I'm juiced up and I'm ready to talk football. So you can go to dipstop.com. You can promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order, or you can find them at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. It's Thrive. They just effing work, and it's Judgment Day time.
We need like a boom. Or like a.
I'm gonna get the Law and Order.
Yeah,
sound
we
here.
need the law. Yeah, we need the Law and Order. KG, we got to get the Law and Order sound because it is time. It's Judgment Day. Caleb Zarnick, you are on the stand.
Here we go.
You are on the stand.
Caleb Zarnick.
Run through. So people that are tuning in that didn't get to hear it yesterday, Booner, can you break it down?
Yes.
So people are like, what's going on? Why is it Judgment Day for Caleb?
So
Zarnick?
for people who don't know, when the Tigers were 16 games under 500, Caleb Zarnick looked me in my eyes on the show and said, I'm tired of watching them. I don't want to watch them anymore. I think I'm out watching them. And we've pushed back, and I said, all right, you're not allowed to watch them then when they get good. I've always said, hey, they're going to get back. They're going to be good. I had my bet on the playoffs at one point cashed out. I now have a bet for the Tigers to make the playoffs at plus 210 and for them to win the AL Central at plus 400. Yesterday, Caleb Zarnick came to me in the office, off air, and looked me in my eyes and said, Booner, I think I might be back in, and I think I might be betting on them to make the playoffs. And I said, save it for the show. And yesterday, I said, you have 24 hours to come back tomorrow for Judgment Day and choose if you are back in on the Tigers or not. And I did say, guys, I stated, I will forget all the bad things that he said, and we will move on, and me and him will be linked arm by arm, side by side, moving forward with this Detroit Tigers team.
Until the playoffs.
Until the playoffs.
Turn around.
And that we will get to that part later. Yeah, we'll discuss the negotiation. Caleb Zarnik, it's time. Judgment Day.
Caleb,
are you in?
The prosecutor's trying to make a deal with you. They're trying to cut a deal.
This is tough.
You're facing a long
Don't
sentence.
fold, bro.
You're facing
Don't
a long
fold.
sentence.
This is a big moment.
The
This could
prosecutor
change
putting
your life.
pressure on you. Don't fold, bro.
This could change your life.
Don't you go in this room.
Do you
with
want to
shit.
watch baseball and have fun again?
You'll get out in 5 with good behavior.
Right.
Take this deal.
Don't you take this fucking.
This is probably one of the greatest plea deals of all
Stand
time.
tall. Stand on 10.
This is one of the greatest plea deals of all time. You'll never have this again.
The bell tolls for you, Caleb.
I'm fucking back.
Come on!
I'm back.
Yes!
KG,
Come
I love you a lot. KG, I love you. We stood tall together, but I just can't watch his team every night. The Gritty Tigs, man, they're back.
Yes!
And we can say what we want about this bullpen, but man, this offense, they're firing on all cylinders. This starting pitching, Jackson Jobe is fucking back. Troy Melton is fucking back.
Tarek who?
The Detroit Tigers are
Casey
fucking back. And we talk about the Tigers roller coaster. I'm sitting in the front fucking seat.
Oh,
yes! Caleb, welcome
And I'm
back.
here. They got me back in. They're playing good baseball. KG, I hate to do it to you, man. I hate to do it to
It's
you.
all right, brother. Go and be free. It's okay.
You took the plea deal.
Feels good.
Free as
Caleb's
Now, do we officially?
Feels
By the
good.
way, people, the kid is back. Can we over here give me a handshake or something?
Oh.
This is a big moment for Crunch Time. This has been a battle for 3 months.
I mean, this is like first day out. Like you just got
Right.
tapping up the whole.
What an incredible moment.
I'm back, baby. Come on.
I mean, he's
Tigers are back.
first
What an
day
incredible
out.
moment. KG, I'm sorry. You're on
White
your
boy
own now.
Caleb.
You're on your own now.
My bad.
The
Ran it out-
Russian spy is on his own.
Hey, man. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody, I get it, bro. And trust me, I look at this team some days like, damn, I want to be able. We're going to the game tonight, as a matter of fact. So, I'm looking forward to it, but I got to see it to believe it.
And we've been seeing it. I'll tell you
Imagine
what.
KG, we go tonight and you just see. I mean, the vibes are high.
I think the thing that Booner doesn't understand is that I'm willing to be wrong on this. Like, I don't care about being right about this topic. I'm literally just going off my faith of this baseball team over the past few years of this run. I don't believe it unless I see it.
I want to ask Caleb, have you put a bet in, or have you officially locked the bet in?
Well, no. Here's where I don't want to play like both sides, but here's what I want to do, and this is where we can kind of break bread. I definitely want to put, what is it? I think it's probably plus 200, plus 210, and I probably have to get that in before this week.
It's before tonight, probably.
Yes,
if they win
to make
tonight,
the playoffs. Now, the Central, that's going to be a bigger climb. That's at plus 400. That's going to be tough to do. Like, you're probably going to have to sweep the White Sox to do that, to kind of really be in contention for that. But I mean,
got to go 4-2 the next 4-2 the next 6 games. That's it.
But I mean, I do think, and Booner, you were right. Hand up, show. Like we wanted to see more from this offense, and we've been seeing it for weeks now. And adding Max Clark, that's really big to your offense. That's another table setter that I think he's going to get moved more to closer to the top of the order. He brings you, speed on the base pass. Gleyber Torres and Kevin McGonigal are both incredibly difficult to pitch to. Riley Green, I said this yesterday, this is your X factor. Like, you can't have Riley Green go on these slumps that he usually does. Like, we need Riley Green to contribute, and I'm hoping he catches some fire here. Dylan Dingler's the best catcher in the MLB. Oh man!
But this is the big question, because KG is right. If you were back in, we do have to. I don't want to change bets because we made the bet.
I told you, just release him.
There's 3 of us. I don't want to I can't just release him.
KG, I'm sorry.
So we have to do this. We have to do this.
You're good, bro.
So KG, you're out. So you can't watch the games. Obviously, we'll stick with that. But since you're in this bet, though, we have to all 3 of us agree on this, because I don't want to just be like, release him and he's out of the bet, because we did shake on it.
I'm standing with KG.
How about this?
Yeah, I'm not getting
No,
out
I
of
want to
that.
ask this. Instead of, so I have to give you guys a pizza if they don't make the playoffs, right?
Yes.
Like, it's a pizza bet. To let Caleb out of not watching the games on stream, what if we add like 4 pizzas, and it's either you don't watch the games or you have to do 4 pizzas?
No,
because
that's a bet I shook on, and I'm with my guy KG. Like, I'm gonna have to.
But you're on both sides now.
But it makes no sense if
that's what I'm saying.
KG
KG is right. What's a pizza number to get you out that's fair? That's because I want you out because I did say if you get back in, I said Judgment Day, if he gets back in, he will be side by side with me until the end of the road. And I said I would forget everything in the past. I'm a man of my word. How do we? What's a fair?
Yeah, KG.
Because I can't just do one pizza because one pizza is like.
Is there an amount of pizzas that I could get KG out of it as well?
No, KG's not out of it. He has to be. KG has to be out of it. Bro. He has to be back on our side, and I respect KG for that. That's why I love KG. I respect him for that. What's a fair number of pizzas to get you out of that? Because you have to get out of it. You can't. If that happens,
So if they make the playoffs, the amount of pizzas I have to get you?
Yeah, what's like fair compared to not watching?
Well, I guess that's not up to me. I guess that's more
the
up
chat.
to like a panel.
I guess we can ask the chat or the panel here. Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Like, what is it? Because it can't just be 1 because that's just too easy to get out. That's just like not.
So you want 2 pizzas just same day or just at your leisure, essentially?
It's like the 10-to-1 scoopable pizza bet. Like whenever I want a pizza, it's like.
So you're asking Caleb, he can basically buy out of the bet.
Yeah,
but he has to give you a pizza.
But it has to be a specific amount of pizzas. It can't be 1 because then it's like you're buying out. It's like cashing out. You don't get the.
This bet was for the whole playoffs?
For them to make the playoffs.
No, I'm saying
if they make the playoffs, he can't watch. That's why it has to be more than 1 pizza.
Yeah, I'll be at the watch
because that's a big
parties,
thing to buy out of. What
Looking
about
at
3?
80 other screens.
I think 3
like
is a
3.
fair
I
deal.
like the 3
I think
number.
3 is a fair deal.
Yeah, 3. I guess we could do it. I guess
you
we
do
could
work
do
at a
3.
pizza place.
But I do. But I do want a number, and I know it's.
ETN said I'd say 20.
I mean that's insane.
No, that's a crazy buyout.
Come on, ETN.
But that's a weekend pizza.
Well, like
for the year.
just hypothetical, because I feel awful flipping on KG like
no,
this.
No,
stand on business.
I feel awful.
I understand, bro.
No, because KG knows it's not even about that. Because KG could easily get out by buying in, just like you did. But he's standing on business. It's his choice.
I don't believe it.
And you swear, hey, it's fine. Don't feel bad.
KG could literally be like, "Hey, I'm back in," and now have
you Andy Dufresne right now. You made it out the pipe with shit. The rain is falling on you. You feeling good. I can't take that away from you. A fan. I can't take that away from you.
Thank you, KG. Yeah, I respect.
So
that.
I think 3 is 3 fair. Do you want to settle on that, and we'll officially because KG. I think KG. That's a great point. I think he's right on that.
Yeah,
I think there has to be. If you're going to be on, if you're on our side,
let's do it.
All right, there it is. 3 pizzas.
Let's,
then if they
let's
make
take a break.
playoffs.
When we come back, we'll do mailbag. We got to get to Water Hazard. So let me tell you about them. Founders, Water Hazard, delicious, absolutely delicious. Man, I wish these served these at Comerica. I'd be drinking these. They're at Art and Jake's as well. Any location in Michigan, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays, you can get your $5 cans or get them on the golf course. Because at most golf courses, they have them as well. Get the Water Hazard. Get in the drink. Always remember, though, please drink responsibly.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit. But we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Put in off the volley. Maxi Rodriguez.
It is Joey with Woodward Sports, and in 2017, I trusted Dr. Yelda with my eyes, and it was the best decision I've ever made. No more glasses or contacts, just clear vision every single day.
Hi, I'm Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. If I had LASIK back in the day, I probably would have won 8 Stanley Cups. So if you're thinking about LASIK, do it now. Tell them, Doc.
Come see me. You have nothing to lose. It's a free consultation.
For a limited time, LASIK only $19.99 per eye. Call Yeldo Eye Center. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. But please don't wait like I did. Call them now.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
If you're ready for a Detroit Tigers playoff push like I am, get yourself a massage chair to chill in to watch these Tigers games. The place to do it, Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. They carry top brands like Infinity and Osaki, making it the go-to destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Be sure to visit Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports Mailbag. We'll start off Danny G. Mailbag. Booner, make a list about the coolest things that are blue. Booner. Oh, I made a list of things that I thought would be cooler if they were blue.
To be fair, I thought my list was very well thought out.
I thought it was okay too.
I didn't think like everyone. Everyone has different perspective on things.
Yeah.
Mine was I took a different approach. I don't think it's that crazy.
It's not.
Shout out Danny G.
Jesse Adams, Mailbag. Jeff KG, am I crazy to think Ian Gary can win this weekend? Islam is the man, but Gary fought more lately. I think his length stand-up could be a problem for Islam.
I don't know.
It's hard to go against Islam, dog. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I think the only thing that Ian has going for him is his size, like his length.
Yeah.
Like if they get into a stand-up, Ian Gary has that advantage.
It's not going
I
to
feel
be
like
bigger
we say
wingspan.
that. I feel like we say that every time about Islam. Oh, if it's in a stand-up,
It's never
and then
going
it
to
never
a
does.
That's
and
where
Islam
I was,
gets
that's
to the
where I was
ground and
going.
dominates.
That's where I was
Never going
going.
to a
Like if they're in a stand-up, Ian Gary, we've seen him. He has power.
Yeah.
Guy can fight. But when here's the thing: Islam's going to drag you into some dark territory.
You better be ready for it.
Like the deep
Stamina
depths
better be on point.
of something terrifying. So can Ian Gary survive that? I do not think so. Islam, do not try and stand with him. Just take him down and get it over with. But last time I denied you, Jesse. You were right. So.
I'm excited for this fight. I am. Yeah. I do think, though, by the way, like people love Islam. I think they are kind of boring fights.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a respect for the ground game.
A respect for it, but it's not like a fun like.
I think fans that like
best
knockouts get like disappointed.
Yeah.
But like Islam's one of my favorite fighters, so I love seeing him just maul people.
Yeah, just get them to.
I've been playing the UFC game and I'm dominating. I'm like 17-0 with 17 knockouts.
Bro, they made it like super arcadey this year. Like people get knocked out and the fallouts.
It's crazy. Yeah,
like nuts, bro.
But I'm like the best in all of you. I might be the greatest of all time.
Oh my God. He claiming himself as the GOAT.
KJ, mailbag is why is KG saying he hasn't had faith in the Tigers for years when he was on board with Neil saying rest in peace to the rest of the AL Central and jinxing them last year in July?
Well, there was a point where I was a little bit more optimistic about this team, but my narrative really got shaped over this last winter and just the lack of moves by Scott Harris to really improve this team, the lack of not signing Tarek Skubal and kind of getting laughed at by the MLB Network panel at that. And it's just, I don't like the direction this team is going. I felt like during this little 2 to 3 year run, and let's like remember where the hell we came from. Before this run, we had 10 years of despair here in Detroit in terms of Tiger baseball. So the fact that you got to this moment, 24 was kind of like the Cinderella run. You thought they would reinforce that, and they just haven't done that to this point. Albeit, like I said during the break, I am optimistic about the future. Some of these young pieces do look good going forward, and I'm not as worried about, whether we'll be able to compete quickly without Tarek Skubal. But until I see it, I am not, I just don't trust this organization.
By the way, last year from Neil, we obviously weren't at Woodward at that time, but I did get, we talked Tigers a lot. I did get sent Neil jinxing the Tigers. One of the worst, and if I remember, dude,
it was bad.
He single-handedly took down the Tigers. He did.
Some would say that.
Spitty tried to tell him, dog.
It was insane. Like he got too confident, and it was like, come on, Neil. That was one of that. When I got sent some of those clips, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Freddie Felt, mailbag, am I a sicko for purchasing front row end zone tickets to Colts Lions preseason
Not
game?
a sicko
Not
at all. That's sick.
That's a love of the game, Freddie.
Yes.
So I respect that, my friend.
Zach Soap, mailbag. Instead of pizza, what if Caleb has to sit in a dark room and listen to the first playoff game on the radio?
Dude, I watched the game on the radio.
That was the original, though. Kind of not the original, but kind of close to.
That's not a punishment. It's Dan Dickerson.
Yeah, Dan Dickerson.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes
so that's
I
not the
prefer
worst,
it, bro. I remember when they played the Guardians and that big Kerry Carpenter home run. I had the TV muted. I was listening to Dan Dickerson on the radio.
Yeah,
he's
the
GOAT, man.
Jesse Adams said, Booner, you rip Ennis for not showing up. Can't you say the same about Mozzie Smith? Mozzie was a first rounder to he's a disappointment with injuries though. Real quick was Jesse, is Mozzie Smith on the lines?
No.
When did we talk Mozzie Smith, Jesse?
Sorry, Jesse. Maybe you should stop. Get off that Michigan State stuff that you're always on. Come on.
Shout out to Jesse.
I love Jesse.
Oh, Jesse,
love Jesse.
One of our guys.
He's
we
the
love
man.
Jesse, man.
But what do we do? Like, that's like the worst. That was the Jesse. You sent us probably 1 billion mailback. That was your worst one ever. I don't get Mozzie Smith.
Yeah, you know what? He's a bust too. That guy's a bust.
Dude, I haven't heard Mozzie Smith in like a year.
No, seriously, I haven't heard
care.
his name.
I could care less, to be honest, about Mozzie Smith.
Yeah, we'll be consistent. That guy, that dude stinks too. Who farted? Mailbag. Think Caleb has what it takes to take the Tigers' cuck chair from Neil.
Just let me have this. All right.
Wow, he demands the Tigers' cuck chair.
There were people saying that Booner now has Caleb's man card, and I don't know how to feel about that. I didn't say it. That was in the chat.
You flip sides that come with that.
But I did say me and him are side by side now. That's my guy.
Yeah, I mean, I knew this was going to have some implications. I knew that.
I should have known. Y'all was arguing so much last week over the Tigers. I should have known. Y'all was going to kiss and make up.
Yeah, I knew this was going to happen.
People, let me tell you about my best friend.
Let's get out of here. Appreciate.
I flipped the Russian spy. Feels great.
Appreciate you guys. Hit the like button on the stream. We'll be back tomorrow. Doc Wednesdays. You guys know what time it is. Until then, Braylon Anson Heavyweights. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Love you guys.
Till then, peace.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.